you, Taylor. Welcome to Stanford. 6-3 Louisville coming to town to take on 2-7 Stanford. The Cardinals coming to play the Cardinal. The fans are ready. It is senior day here at Stanford. And Louisville's ACC title hopes are still alive. You see the top 5 teams there, Clemson and Pittsburgh, still tied at the moment in the early game, as you heard Taylor mention a moment ago. And welcome inside Stanford Stadium alongside 7-year NFL veteran and former Miami Hurricane Orlando Franklin. I'm George Sedano. Morgan Uber will join us in just a second. Orlando, this Louisville team, 6-3, could easily be better than that. Their explosive plays, though, on offense have really made them what they are this season. They can do it from pretty much all over the field.
Yeah, what's been exciting to watch is they have a play-action pass for all of their base runs. So at the line of scrimmage, they're able to get into some of those more explosive downfield passes and really keeping a defense on their heels. When you look at their pass catchers, they do a great job running, and at the top of their routes, they explode out of their breaks to create some separation. And Tyler Shuck, being in college for 7 years, he does a great job at the line of scrimmage, identifying what the defense is doing and putting his team in the best position to succeed.
Now, they don't just pass it on their explosive plays. They can run it too, and they're led there by the true freshman from Homestead, Florida, Isaac Brown.
Yeah, this young man was born to play the running back position. Things I've seen young men have to work at come naturally to him. When running the wide zone stretch play, he reads it out one gap at a time while being fluid and not slowing down. He has a tremendous feel for the game and understanding of the capabilities of the guys surrounding him and blocking for him. He is a willing and committed pass blocker, and he is very dynamic and scary in space. So the screen game has been dynamic for them this year.
For more on the Louisville offense, let's check in with Morgan.
Offensive coordinator Brian Brom told me that for the true freshman running back Isaac Brown, he has elite speed and natural ability, but it certainly helps to have a 7th-year veteran quarterback in Tyler Shuck in the backfield, being able to take cues and just continuing to get more comfortable in this offense. But Shuck, quick to turn the credit right back to Brown, telling me the rookie bought into this standard and is totally impressed with his mentality, his ability to absorb the playbook and film. And you can't coach that natural talent and speed he has. He told me sometimes we don't always have the greatest look, but Brown, he makes it look pretty good, guys.
Yeah, they certainly do that, Morgan. There's a juxtaposition there in regards to experience, but Isaac Brown has been phenomenal. Let's take a look at what to watch for, brought to you by Subaru, Orlando.
Yeah, when you look at Louisville, continue to play complementary football. The last time out playing against Clemson, getting a big-time win out there. Offense was rolling, defense was rolling, but they had some great contribution from special teams blocking 2 field goals. And on the opposite side, when you look at Ashton Daniels and his ability to run with his legs, a career day for him with 129 yards the last time out, 2 touchdowns, and this Louisville defense has struggled with the running quarterback this year.
Stanford has won the toss. They will receive. Tiger Bachmeier is the deep man, along with David Kassermervis. And the ball sails over the head of Bachmeier as Brock Travelstead kicks it through the end zone, and Stanford will begin their first drive at their own 25-yard line, led by Ashton Daniels. Ashton Daniels back. Went down in that NC State game. Justin Lamson came in for him, but Daniels, Orlando, can make a lot of things happen through the air, but really with his legs.
Yeah, he does a great job. The quarterback runs are very hard for defenses to account for, and he has a great feel for the game and understanding coverages, and when he decides to run with his legs, it usually ends up with a big play.
2 tailbacks in the backfield, the true freshmen, Chris Davis and Cole Tabb. Daniels, play action, rolling to his right. Throws it to the sideline through the hands of Alec Iomanner, but a flag on the 30-yard line.
I like that. We're going to get offsides on Louisville.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
But I love that Ashton Daniels immediately tries to find the big target in Alec Iomanner. He is your guy. He is explosive. He has an opportunity to play at the next level. Get that guy going early, and you will continue to find success as this game progresses.
That was against Quincy Riley. Iomanner and Riley will do battle today. So 1st and 5. They hand it off to Cole Tabb. Tabb can't turn the corner. And he's going to lose some yardage there. Ashton Gelati was first to bring him down. 3-yard loss.
I like the play design and selection because although that didn't amount to anything, for this Stanford offense. It forced this Louisville defense to run sideways. And as the game progresses, you could tire out this defense and maybe find better creases and explosive plays in the second half.
2nd and 8 from the 27. Davis flares out. Over the middle, incomplete, intended for Iomanner. Quincy Riley there again. And you heard before we came on, Orlando, Eddie Royal and E.J. Manuel saying, hey, just get it to Iomanner 20 times. I mean, they've tried twice now already.
Yeah, I would not be looking at Quincy Riley's side, though. He does a great job with exploding once he sees Iomanner settle down. And, you know, those timing plays, it has to be a perfect, or Quincy Riley might be able to come away with one.
3rd and 8, but I would imagine Riley will be lined up on him a ton today. Daniels keeps, stumbles for the moment, gets the corner, lowers his head, out of bounds at the 35, near the first down marker. Looks to be just shy by about a half yard. MJ Griffin lowered the boom on him.
Stanford has been very aggressive this year. I would imagine Coach Taylor getting ready to go for it. Love what Ashton Daniels does. He's able to redirect and bounce off of those guys, but then finishing at the end of that run, fighting for those extra yards to bring up a 4th and 1.
Justin Lamson checks in at quarterback. He's their short yardage specialist, but we've got a number of line shifts there. 2 tight ends out there as well. Lamson keeps. Lamson will pick up the first down. And to your point, Orlando, Stanford, one of the most aggressive teams. They've gone for it on 4th down, the 2nd most in FBS this season.
Yeah, once it gets to that 4th and 4 or less, you know, with a running quarterback with trying to establish physicality, Coach Taylor has been very aggressive, and it has paid off. And right now, just paid off again for this team. Little steps to building momentum for this offense.
Cole Tabb in the backfield with Daniels. Daniels keeps, and not much room there. Picks up 2. Tackle made by Corey Thornton and Raymond Puryear.
It's a great job by Corey Thornton from his cornerback position, not getting fooled with all the window dressing and coming downhill, forcing Ashton Daniels to have to peek back inside. Great job containing at the cornerback position and forcing the runner back to where his help was at.
2 tailbacks in the backfield, the 2 true freshmen. Tabb now flares out to the slot. Gelati may have jumped there. Quick toss to Mosley at the 44-yard line. A gain of 5. 3rd down and short coming up.
I think that's where Stanford's going to find success.
Defense, number 9, 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
That's where Stanford's going to find success with the quick throws. But what I want to see is that added wrinkle for this game. Already on the first drive, Louisville's defense revved up, two penalties offsides. I want to see a wide receiver have a longer route, a go route in a situation like that where Ashton Daniels could throw it up and take a shot.
Gelati on the infraction a moment ago. And Stanford putting together a methodical drive at the moment. Tiger Bachmeier in the slot. They give it to Cole Tabb, the true freshman. This kid's built like a bowling ball as he bounces off defenders. Corey Thornton was the man who brought him down, but he picks up the first down.
I like that play. Not a ton of yards. Cole Tabb goes and puts his head down and gets some hard, tough yardage. But I love the personnel grouping for Coach Taylor's offense. 11 personnel. You talked about Tiger Bachmeier. I think that really gives this offense the best players on the field to succeed and be as explosive as possible.
And now Ismail Sisi checks in the slot. Ashton Daniels keeps, goes straight forward to midfield. TJ Quinn wrapped him up at the midfield mark.
Great job by Louisville's defensive line, playing some good run gap integrity, not giving Ashton Daniels a lot of space or room to operate.
Again, the two freshmen in the backfield, Chris Davis Jr. and Cole Tabb. Davis Jr. from Mississippi and Tabb from Florida.
Numbers 4.
2nd and 8, 8th play of the drive. Daniels. Pressure coming. Taken down from behind, but it'll be right at the line of scrimmage.
Great job to the right of your screen. Just beats the tackle, Khalil House. Relentless with his rush. Was able to explode and not run past Ashton Daniels and redirect. Really good. Just a phenomenal job. Richard Kinley.
3rd and 8. Daniels pitches it on the option to Tab, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage. Excellent defensive play by Quincy Riley, who snuffed it out for Louisville. 4th down and 8 upcoming.
When you play off coverage and you allow your DBs to play a little soft, they have to be able to show fast. Quincy Riley does a great job navigating the traffic on the perimeter and comes downhill to put a nice hit on Cole Tab.
Aiden Flintoff to punt it. Quincy Riley to receive. This one a wobbler. Riley gets taken down immediately. A 40-yard punt, 2-yard return. Aaron Morris brought him down. We're scoreless here on the farm at Stanford. Welcome back to Stanford. Louisville's quarterback Tyler Shuck in his 7th season. Started at Oregon under Mario Cristobal, the man who recruited you, Orlando Franklin, to the University of Miami. Then transferred to Texas Tech and now here at Louisville, and has been perfect in this offense trying to push the ball down the field.
Today's his 10th start, bit of a milestone. You know, college football, you don't get to 7 seasons without some injuries. So good job for this young man in his 10th start today.
Stanford, by the way, getting outscored 80-35 in the first quarter. Shuck towards the sideline to Chris Bell. Down near the 20. Nice pickup there. Here's Tyler Shuck's season thus far, and he's put up good numbers. You look at those numbers where he ranks in the FBS. He's done a nice job. Shuck, ball batted in the air. Intercepted by Dyson Bernadelle. Zach Roll with the tip. The young man from San Diego. This coaching staff, Bobby April told us about Zach Roll. He's a kid that can go to any corner. Everyone loves him. Everyone gets along with him. You can build your team around him, and you see why right there.
Yeah, typically plays on the interior of this defensive line, but shows you how he's able to adapt and adjust. The first play, they went aggressive and tried to cut him. This play, they do the exact same thing. He does an unbelievable job concentrating and batting that football down in the air. And Bernadelle, big-time interception for the Stanford defense.
Great job by Rao. We're following this game closely in the early window. Clemson and Pitt. Nate Yarnell, the start for Eli Holstein, who's injured. He gets a touchdown pass to Bartholomew, his tight end. Ties the game there. On a 4th down, they stop Phil Maffa. Pitt with the momentum on senior day. And then they get the field goal to take the lead here with under 2 minutes to go. If Pitt wins, that helps Louisville for sure, but here are the chances of all the ACC teams in regards to making the ACC championship game. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here at Stanford. So Louisville, I don't know if they're scoreboard watching, but certainly that game will help determine their outcome. Daniels throws it off his back foot and throws it away. Ashton Gelati with the pressure on Daniels.
Great job by Ashton Daniels, just burning the play. Football situation awareness. It is 1st and 10. You got the ball right in the red area. At the very least, you have to be able to come away from this drive with 3 points already in field goal range. So good job by him not taking a sack and just getting rid of the football.
Tyler Shuck had a ball tipped by Zach Rao and then intercepted by Gython Bernadelle, has put Stanford in this great position to potentially put up some points. Tab on the left side, not much there. We do have an update that Clemson just had a big 50-plus yard run to take the lead late in that game. Thor Griffith with the tackle.
Some tough yardage going in the interior of that defensive line. If I'm Coach Taylor, I want to stretch this Louisville defense as much as possible and allow my running backs to read it out slower and find a hole to explode through.
3rd and 9 for Stanford. Daniels over the middle, incomplete, intended for Roush. Stanquan Clark, the linebacker, in coverage, and the field goal unit will come out for Stanford. Emmett Kenny, who missed 2.5 years due to a hip injury, and has done a nice job for Stanford this season. A 41-yard attempt.
This is positive for the Stanford football team, being able to get some points earlier in this game. Defense coming up big.
The kick is up, and it is good. Emmett Kenny, now 11 of 13 on the season, and Stanford gives the home team and the home crowd something to cheer about. Welcome back to Stanford. They're leading 3-0 here against Louisville. Louisville turned the ball over. Stanford able to capitalize with a field goal, a 41-yarder by Emmett Kenny. So Troy Taylor got to be happy with his squad thus far.
Got to be happy. We're able to get some points, create a little bit of a lead. I think offensively they have to, continue to press, continue to get in their 11 personnel with 3 wide receivers, and get back to that Sam Rouse pass. I know Ashton Daniels and him a little bit of a miscue, but you have to be able to attack the middle of this Louisville defense to find success.
Emmett Kenny kicks it off. Ja'Cory Brooks to field it inside his 5. Brooks hurdles a defender, and a flag comes in after that as Brooks gets past the 25-yard line. Tonight at 8 Eastern here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Our college football
During
primetime.
the return, holding, receiving team number 83. 10-yard penalty, 1st down, Louisville.
That's Mark Redmond, the starting tight end. Now let me tell you about how tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ACC Network and the ESPN app, our college football primetime matchup features Wake Forest at North Carolina. West Durham, Tom Lugaville, Dana Boyle will be on the call there. So Louisville already with a turnover, Orlando, and now going backwards to begin this drive. Isaac Brown in the backfield with Tyler Shuck.
I've always thought the kickoff return very hard, so much space to block. Mark Redmond committing the foul.
Brown pushing the pile forward a little bit for about 1.5 yards. Anthony Franklin brought him down.
I think that's what you got to do if you're Jeff Brom. You got to get back to your run game. This offense, very balanced this year. 271 rushes with 17 touchdowns, 316 passes for 18 touchdowns for this offense. But they got to be able to establish the run game early in this one.
Empty backfield. Shuck, quick toss to the boundary. Complete to Brooks, who makes a couple of guys miss and taken down out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. Ja'Cory Brooks, the most explosive receiver they have, although Chris Bell would make an argument for it, but different. Brooks is a guy who mostly can take the top off, big plays down the field. Bell loves to play in space.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Brooks reminds me of my former teammate when I was with the Broncos. He's no longer here. Another ACC player, Demarius Thomas, was a big target that has some kickoff and punt return ability, but can really take the top off of defense.
Brown with the handoff, and Bernadelle met him right at the 21. He'll be shy of the 1st down. Bernadelle in there as the green dot today. You have the communication from the coaching staff, and
Officials
they
timeout
hold
for an injury
to a 4th and 1 here, and we've got a man down, and it looks that the training staff is out there.
Isaac Brown.
Yes, the true freshman from Homestead, Florida.
He's been spectacular this year in his freshman season.
And he is grabbing or pointing towards his right shoulder.
It's been so good for this offense this year, giving them an extra layer. Explosive in space. Just means a lot. I mean, as a freshman coming in and doing the things that he's done, it's been incredible to see.
Now we see multiple trainers coming out. Here's what happened. He just got sandwiched in there, it looked like. He's sitting up, so that's good, you would think.
Very positive sign. I could imagine his teammates being very worried about him. The game of football, so much goes into it.
And he's on his feet, so that's good. And a round of applause for the true freshman from Homestead, Florida, Isaac Brown. Gaithan Bernadelle, who made the initial stop there on Brown, has made 2 big plays already in this game, has an interception, and then that stop there. Tristan Sinclair, his linebacker teammate and the captain of this team, not available today. He tried to warm up, was out there in pads, and now in street clothes at the moment. And he's kind of the heartbeat of their defense, so Bernadelle filling in admirably there.
Big-time stop for Stanford's defense on 3rd down, forcing Louisville to punt.
Bachmeier fields it inside the 40, a 40-yard punt, no return. And Stanford will begin their next drive at their own 39-yard line as you see Isaac Brown headed into the tent.
Right now, Stanford's defense coming out big, giving this team something to be excited about. They have held up their end of this deal. This offense now has to continue to find success and convert and moving the chains, put together a drive to reward your defense and allow them to make some checks on the sidelines.
So Ashton Daniels takes over at his own 38 officially. Daniels on the roll, throws, and it's complete down the sideline to Mosley. A lot of room to run. He's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown! 62 yards. Tiger Bachmeier with a good block in the receiving core.
This is a great job by Emmett Mosley on the perimeter with the concentration. And as you mentioned, partner, Tiger Bachmeier downfield blocking. The ball doesn't go to him, but blocking for that other roommate in that wide receiver room. A great all-around job by these pass catchers for the Stanford football team.
Emmett Kenny with the extra point, and Stanford with a 10-point lead at home.
Those are the offensive linemen's best drives right there, George. You go out there, one play, big, huge, explosive. Now, Coach, let me get back on that. Let me get back to the sideline so I can drink some water. You should be fired up if you're Stanford right now as a football team because you are playing really good complementary football.
That's Mosley's 2nd touchdown of the season. And Daniels hit as he throws, and then Mosley had a lot of green grass in front of him. Bachmeier helped him out, and he scoots into the end zone.
Bit of a gamble by Louisville's defense, just trying to be aggressive, trying to make a play. And when you try to go for the ball, that's what you open up. The ability for a guy like Emmett Mosley to catch it and have a lot of open grass. And he does a tremendous job of showcasing his speed and athletic ability. Played some running back in high school, as you could see, very good and comfortable in space with the ball in his hands.
One play, 62 yards, 11 seconds. They pooch this one to the up man for Louisville inside the 20. And He finds a crease and gets beyond the 40. Nate Kariski, the tight end, the backup tight end, did a nice job, a 22-yard return, and that might have backfired on Stanford a little bit after a good start. Tonight at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, the ACC Huddle crew will have highlights and complete breakdowns of all the afternoon games, and they'll preview the nightcap between Wake Forest and North Carolina at 8 Eastern. Then after that game, a full postgame show to wrap up the evening right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Taylor and the crew will do a fantastic job as always. Duke Watson checks in for the injured Isaac Brown at the moment. Another true freshman. Play action for Shuck all day.
Offensive line taking care of business.
Shuck on the roll. Throws it out of bounds. So good job defensively in the secondary for Stanford. And this Stanford team, Orlando, off the bye. Both teams, right? Coming off a bye. But this Stanford team looking a lot different than what we've seen on defense.
Yeah, they look a lot fresher and just rejuvenated. So the bye week did them really, really well.
Well, they've had 23 injuries to their team this year, 14 out for the season. 2nd and 10.
A lot of guys have been forced into playing maybe a little early and before they were ready this season for Stanford.
Dwayne Martin in at halfback. Play action for Shuck over the middle. It is complete. Katarius Hicks picks up a big explosive there and a first down. A 26-yard gain, but a flag on the play.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty.
This one could be coming back. A legal
second down.
Man downfield for Louisville.
When you run the RPO, it puts you in a crazy situation. Monroe Mills, Tyler Shuck's old teammate back when they were at Texas Tech, commits the foul. And he's been playing with a lot of injuries. Typically, came into the season this year at the left tackle, has had to play on the right tackle position. There's been a lot of movement up front for this Louisville offensive line.
Play action by Shuck. Launches one down the field for Brooks, too far. Double coverage there for Stanford. Scotty Edwards running step for step with him along with Mitch Lieber.
That's a great job by Edwards and Lieber, not sandwiching Scotty Edwards and not committing a foul. I know Tyler Shuck wants that one back because Jakari Brooks was right there. It goes off the fingertips. I would put that one in the memory bank and try to get back to it in the second half.
Louisville's offensive line is a bit in flux, both due to injury, and they'll take guys out if they feel like they're not playing up to snuff. Like right now, Jonathan Mendoza is in at left tackle. He's the starting right tackle. Play action for Shuck again. Over the middle, too high for his intended target, Hicks.
Tips and overthrows, got to get those. Stanford almost having an opportunity. Brandon Nicholson right there, a young talented freshman. But another great job by this defense of doing their job, taking care of business, and getting this Louisville offense off the field.
Brady Hodges awaiting the snap at the 22-yard line. Tiger Bachmeier at his own 20 to field it. And a bad punt. That one might have been tipped. Bachmeier picks it up off the bounce and taken down at the 27-yard line. A 38-yard punt, 3-yard return. Corey Thornton with the tackle.
Nice job by Tiger Bachmeier picking that up. I've always hated when the returners allow the ball to bounce because it puts your team in jeopardy. A guy could be trying to block and touch that football, and now it's a live ball. So a great job just by Tiger having great awareness, picking it up and getting what he could get.
I don't know if it was tipped or not. It looked so because it was such a low trajectory. I was very surprised there.
I don't know if it was tipped either, partner. It might have just been a bad punt, but it had no hang time, no ability for you guys to get up there and get set up to make a tackle.
So Stanford with a 10-0 lead, looking to tack on some more. They get it to Mosley, who was looking to pass, and he gets dumped at the 21-yard line by Tayon Holloway. A 6-yard loss on what was looking to be another trick play.
Exceptional job by Holloway, seeing it and having no hesitation. That's been the issue with this Louisville defense this year. You know, coach's staff talked about maybe having a little bit too much in and simplifying over the last couple weeks, which allows these guys to play a lot faster. Holloway playing really fast and triggering, making a big play for a tackle for a loss.
2nd and 16 from the 22. Cole Tapp on the left side, trying to bounce it to the outside. Can't get there. Tavion Nicholson with the tackle. Does pick up some positive yardage, though.
Nice job by Nicholson, finding it, weaving through some of the traffic on the back end, and making an exceptional open field tackle on Cole Tapp.
One thing to note, Quincy Riley not in the game at the moment, who made some big defensive plays already early in this game. Their starting cornerback and their best corner for Louisville.
I'd imagine some things would change defensively if he's unable to go.
3rd and 11 for Stanford. Goes to the sideline, complete to, no! It's picked off. He stole it from Iomanner, Corey Thornton. Wow, Iomanner had it and he ripped it away.
The ruling on the field is an interception by the
I think the referees have to take a deep look at this one. Corey Thornton, if the play stands, unbelievable play. I just want another look because of how close it is to the sidelines. But yes, it looks like it is ripped out and both feet are in bounds for Thornton. This would be an unbelievable play by this young man.
Wow, you don't see that every day.
Wide receiver catches it. Nope, I'm gonna take it from you. And now it goes to the defense.
I was just gonna ask you if the fact that Louisville traveled on a Friday, we've seen teams from the ACC travel early on a Thursday, had maybe contributed to the slow start, and they're down 10-0, but Corey Thornton may be trying to put an end to that.
Yeah, every time I've always traveled back to the West Coast and you gain time, the clock went backwards, we typically never messed around with traveling an extra day early. You just got to make sure guys get to bed that night because it's a quick turnaround early in the morning the next day.
They are reviewing it to make sure that the change of possession happened.
The previous play is under further review.
But I think we had a good look at it earlier. Our crew, led by Aaron Snyder-Storin and Ashley Ward, had a great shot earlier.
And it was called interception on the field, so they're going to have
indisputable evidence.
Yeah. With Thornton's feet, both feet being out of bounds because all he needs is just one.
Well, really, it's Iomanner's feet that you want to look at. And he's clearly inbounds. And then Thornton, yeah, he's got 1 foot when he rips out the ball, I think.
Yeah, I think this one is going to stand and be a great highlight for this young man, Corey Thornton, to put on the tape.
Oh, yeah. So they're looking to see if Iomanner went out of bounds and then reestablished, because that would nullify the play too. And that would be a penalty on Stanford in that scenario.
And if you're Stanford right now, that's what you're praying for, right?
Yeah, you never want a penalty, but
the
in
penalty
this situation you do.
Yes.
And there's our replay center in Charlotte. It's funny, we've had a few of those this season that the penalty has been better for the team than the actual turnover. And let's look at Iomanner here on this route.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Louisville.
And there you have it. So he was in bounds the whole way.
That's an unbelievable job by Corey Thornton, and hopefully it wakes up this Louisville offense that has been so explosive throughout the season, but haven't been able to really get things going. Coming off that bye week, a little disconnected today.
And again, Iomanner, as you saw there, did not go out of bounds. So that's what they were looking for, see if he went out of bounds and reestablish. He never actually went out of bounds, so Thornton gets the turnover. Watson up the middle. Check that, Kewan Brown.
That's just a nice power run by Kewan Brown, using that backside cutback. A bit of a bigger back. As you see, not a lot of shape to his game, just going forward, picking up 6.
Yep, the redshirt freshman from Atlanta. 2nd and 4 for the Cardinals. Brown again. As they try to rip it away from him, he will be close to the marker. Tackle made by Tafiti, who came from behind, trying to rip that ball out, but they'll give him the first down.
That's why you have to continue to play through the whistle. Great job by Tafiti retracing the steps and getting Brown down.
Brown again, up the gut, and takes a big hit from David Bailey at the 30-yard line, a 4-yard gain.
Bailey lowering the boom, putting that shoulder down, getting a nice big hit.
They will officially give him 3 yards on the play, so 2nd and 7. Shuck with time, fires over the middle, it is caught! Ja'Cory Brooks down near the goal line, down to the 1-yard line, a 29-yard gain.
Body control. Man, 6'3", 195 pounds. You don't see people's bodies do this. Great job by Brooks adjusting to that football in there.
Kewan Brown met immediately by David Bailey.
I want you to take a look at David Bailey. Just a big human being. You really want to make sure, to the left of your screen, nobody blocks him. And he's able to run free and have a big hit in the backfield. If you're Louisville, you got to find 23 and make sure you get a hat on him, because he'll wreck a game for you.
Donald Chaney in the backfield now, and he's got a lead blocker too. They give it to Chaney. Chaney plunges into the end zone for a touchdown. Louisville's on the board. The transfer from Miami gets the 1-yard score.
I like the adjustment by head coach Jeff Brom here. Run game's not having the much of a lot of success, so we're going to get a fullback in there. We're going to, get into our big personnel and try to get downhill, build some confidence and some momentum for this offense that has struggled up until now getting in the end zone.
6 plays, 43 yards, 2:32 off the clock. Brock Travelstead with the extra point is up and good. So off the turnover by Corey Thornton. Iomanner caught it. Thornton ripped it away from him. And then a long pass to Ja'Cory Brooks. Got him down to the 1. And then the touchdown capped off by the veteran, Donald Chaney. And that's where we're at the moment, 10-7. Stanford leading Louisville.
Complimentary football. That's where this team left off a couple weeks ago by getting that huge win in Death Valley, beating Clemson. The defense was able to have some big plays. Offense capitalized on them, and special teams contributed as well. So today, it's nice to see that Louisville, off the interception, is able to punch it in and reward the defense. A nice back and forth. That's when this team is at its absolute best, when they're playing off of each other and feeding off of each other. So a great job by Louisville getting things going.
Brock Travelstead to kick it off, Big O. And Louisville closing the gap to 3 points. Tiger Bachmeier, the deep man. Casamervis back there as well. Bachmeier fields it inside his 10. And met by a sea of humanity at around the 20-yard line. Let's get more football. Brought to you by Geico, and look at the biggest ACC games of the weekend. Clemson barely escapes at Pitt, 24-20. A heck of a finish there. Kate Klubnik, a 50-yard rushing touchdown that sealed it. Notre Dame leading Virginia at the moment. And Tony Elliott's squad trailing. SMU up 10-0 against Boston College. Ashton Daniels and his offense back on the field. Quincy Riley is back in the game at corner. Daniels looking to get somewhere, nowhere to go. Dan Foster Jr., the linebacker, came in late but Daniels loses 4. Very hesitant back there.
Yeah, that's where he's going to get himself in trouble. He looks like he wants to take one gap after going through the first couple reads of his progression, but then steps back. And when you do that, you just allow that rush for Louisville's defense to continue to condense that pocket and give you less space to operate.
2nd and 14 from the 16. Chris Davis and Cole Tabb, the pair of freshmen back there at tailback. Pump fake for Daniels, all day to throw. Takes a deep shot for Iometer. It's picked off. MJ Griffin just playing center field, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think we're going to get holding on Quincy Riley, a talented cornerback for this Louisville team.
Automatic first down.
It's going to be on Griffin.
Yeah, the referees called it that way, but Griffin was the safety that came over for the interception. Pretty sure that was on the talented quarterback, Quincy Riley. Now, that's a tough task going against Alec Iometer. You're going to see Quincy Riley right to the bottom of your screen right here, but it's tough. You're going against a very talented wide receiver, Alec Iometer, and the offensive line for Stanford gave Ashton Daniels all day to find the open guy.
So 1st and 10 from their own 26. 5 penalties for Louisville for 25 yards. Daniels keeps it again and dragged down from behind after a gain of 1. If you're Stanford here at the end of the first quarter,
That is the end.
I would imagine you're satisfied not only with a 3-point lead, but I would imagine you're satisfied with the pace of the game.
Yes, absolutely. Satisfied with the pace. Your offense came out playing some good complementary football, and you have a lead right now.
Coach, what challenges has your offense had to adjust to here early?
Well, we had the turnover early, so we can't have that. And then running back got injured a little bit. So we just got to keep playing. We got to make plays. We got to execute better. We got to come out and play way more aggressive.
What do you feel comfortable sharing with us about the injury to your running back, Isaac Brown?
I'm not for sure when or if we'll be back. We got to just roll with the other ones.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, Morgan and Coach Brom. And if we have an update on Isaac Brown, we will let you know. The true freshman from Homestead, Florida, got hurt early in the first quarter. Ashton Daniels in Stanford on the pitch to Cole Tabb. He gets the corner and gets hit out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Flag on the play.
Holding. Offense number 5. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
That's the first penalty on Stanford, and it's on Chris Davis Jr. from Picayune, Mississippi, the true freshman. Tailback.
Stanford loves to line up in their 21 personnel with 2 running backs, and what happens majority of the time, they end up being lead blockers. Chris Davis Jr. just trying to be a lead blocker on the edge, has to be able to keep his hands inside to not commit the foul.
2nd and 18 now for Stanford. Louisville showing blitz. And Louisville might have jumped there again. Free play for Daniels. Throws it deep, and it's picked off by Quincy Riley. But it may be all for naught. Riley weaving through traffic, now down the sidelines, and tripped up inside the 25-yard line. A 33-yard return if it stands, but it looks to be offsides.
Defense, number 93. 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
And that's their 3rd offsides of the game.
Yeah, so if I'm Coach Troy Taylor right now, I am definitely looking. Bunch of movement, guys jumping. Ashton Daniels doing a really good job with his cadence at the line of scrimmage. But man, what Quincy Riley just did with that return, it must have tired him out a little bit. So if I'm Troy Taylor, I'm trying to get a play up right now to try to attack Quincy Riley. I know he is very talented, but let's see if we could get Alec Iometer in a situation where we could try to get a go route or a double move to try to go over the top of this defense.
All right, well, Riley's not in the game. Tayon Holloway has checked in for him, to your point, because he's probably spent.
Yep, yes.
Play action, Daniels, pressure in his face, finds his tight end rush down the sideline, and he gets into Louisville territory. A 28-yard gain.
Sam Rouse The defense just drops him and loses him going straight up the field. Was able to sit down in that soft coverage and hook up with Ashton Daniels. Sam Rouse has been huge for this team offensively. A couple weeks ago, had a huge touchdown against Wake Forest's defense. Coaching staff talked about one of the best effort plays that they've ever seen by him bouncing off defenders and rumbling to the end zone. I think you've got to continue to find some mismatches and try to force feed him the ball today.
Jernigan with the pressure on Daniels. Daniels now pressure again, spins out of it. Pump fakes. He's going to head towards the sideline, out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So a gain of 5 on the play. Pressure there this time by Rene Conga.
Rene Conga misses that tackle. Ashton Daniels able to escape it. I think if you're Louisville, after this, the way this first quarter has went so far, you have to recognize that Ashton Daniels has a little bit of power in those legs, and you got to make sure that you're wrapping them up when you get back there.
So Roush lined up in front of the quarterback. Daniels with time, pressure coming from behind, dumps it off to Davis. Davis makes a man miss and then taken down at the 35-yard line. Enough for the first down. An 8-yard gain.
I like that Ashton Daniels was able to get through his progression, and he knew exactly where Chris Davis Jr. was going to be at for the dump down, and he gets it to him early where he's able to really get going running and try to make a guy miss in space. That's just a great job with the timing of that operation and getting a chance of an explosive play, getting the ball in Chris Davis's hands early.
Stanquan Clark with the tackle. Tayon Holloway missed the tackle before that. Here's this unique formation we're seeing from Stanford. They pitch it to Roush up the middle and met immediately after a 1-yard gain by Thor Griffith.
Every time a team goes into a bye week, they get a real opportunity to peel it all back and take a deep dive and look at your squad as far as what's have been successful or the things that you have struggled. Right now, we're seeing Stanford come out with that unique formation that you just talked about, lining Sam Rouse up about 2 yards into the backfield in front of Ashton Daniels. They've found success, and they're doing it a ton today.
2nd and 9 for Stanford. Daniels rolling out of the pocket, being chased, and wisely throws it out of bounds. Stanquan Clark and Antonio Watts chased him towards the sideline.
Ashton Daniels, this young man has had some adversity this year, getting benched for Elijah Brown in a game, not getting a start. But right now, today, he's been really good with not forcing things. 2nd and 9, nobody open, throwing it away, living for now 3rd down, trying to get the best play possible.
Daniels 4 of 9 for 99 yards, a touchdown and an interception. And you don't want to force things here because you're in field goal range at the moment. Daniels on 3rd down, over the middle. Has Mosley pinballing off defenders down to the 21 for a 1st down.
Great job by Emmett Mosley. Just a little angle route coming out the backfield. A lot of window dressing. Was able to get him in space. Sam Rouse clearing it out in that defense. And Emmett Mosley with a nice run after the catch.
And they'll mark him down at the 20. A 14-yard gain and a 1st down for Stanford.
2 receptions already for Emmett Mosley today for 75 yards.
Daniels keeps, bounces it to the outside, takes a hit and keeps going as he gets inside the 15. Tayon Holloway took the shot from Daniels.
This Louisville defense has come out, and you're seeing some sloppy play, some missed tackles out in the open field. Holloway just bounces right off of Ashton Daniels, and Ashton Daniels showing you his toughness and what he's willing to do for this football team to find success.
Cole Tab in the backfield, the lone back. Now we see 3 receivers. Daniels keeps again. And this time met immediately by Corey Thornton, who had the turnover, or caused the turnover earlier today. 2nd down upcoming.
It's a nice job by Corey Thornton.
3rd down, excuse me.
not hesitating and seeing Ashton Daniels running the quarterback counter and coming downhill, making a nice tackle.
3rd and short.
I would try to get Sam Rouse some kind of pass in the middle of this Louisville defense.
Daniels, quick toss to the middle, finds Mosley for a first down. Mosley, a 7-yard gain, finds a nice little pocket there in the zone, and Stanford going quickly.
Good job by Mosley, exploding off the line of scrimmage, creating some separation and getting a nice easy catch, moving the chains on 3rd down.
1st and goal from the 5. Daniels keeps again, bounces off a defender for the moment and down to the 3, a 2-yard gain. Stanquan Clark, well, the ball came out, but that ball was whistled down.
The ruling on the field is the ball carrier was down prior to the ball becoming loose. It's 2nd down.
Clark made the tackle of Daniels.
Got to get more out of your offensive line. Some missed blocks. Khalil House is on nobody, running the quarterback counter. Ashton Daniels, good run, good tough run.
Daniels on the option, keeps it and taken down for a loss on that play. TJ Quinn snuffed it out for Louisville.
Little disconnect for the Stanford offense, running the option with Cole Tab. Usually it's either Chris Davis Jr. or Ryan Butler. There was a massive void between Daniels and Tab, where even if Daniels wanted to pitch the ball, Tab wasn't in position to receive the pitch, as he was about 5 yards away from him and right next to him, at the same yard line as him.
And Louisville, again, taking a lot of time off the clock, limiting possessions, or excuse me, Stanford limiting possessions for Louisville. Daniels with time, pump fakes. Took too long, though, as he's pushed out of bounds in between, let's call it the 6-yard line, to Marion McDonald.
I know you're going to kick the field goal. I know that these are going to be some valuable points, but if you're Stanford and Coach Taylor, it's a missed opportunity. This Louisville offense is so explosive, and whenever you get in the red area, having 1st and goal inside the 10, you have to be able to come out of that drive with 7 rather than 3.
24-yard field goal attempt. I feel like, as I mentioned it in real time, I felt like Daniels had a lane and just hesitated there. Field goal is up and good, so Stanford puts up 3 more. A 6-point lead for Troy Taylor's squad here on the farm.
Let's go.
Next week's featured women's basketball game here on ACC Network and the ESPN app, the annual Sunshine State rivalry game between Florida and Florida State. Coverage begins Friday night at 7 Eastern for Pacific. The Seminoles have won 7 of the last 8 meetings against the Gators. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Stanford, 15 plays, 74 yards, 9-11 off the clock. Their longest drive of the season, capped off by a 24-yard field goal by Emmett Kenny. And he will kick it off. And this one might go out of bounds. It does. There's the flag on the play.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. 1st down.
Crucial mistake by Stanford right there.
Yeah.
3 yardage.
Timeout on the field.
All right, we will step aside for the moment. Welcome back here to Stanford. Isaac Brown hurt early in the 1st quarter on that play, and the staff took him to the tent. They were kind of working on his arms. And for more on the situation at running back for Louisville, let's check in with Morgan.
Well, while Isaac Brown was in the tent, many teammates, including running back Don Chaney, going in there to check on him, many coaches as well. When he came out of the tent, he warmed up on the sidelines. They tested his shoulder strain. He sat on a bench for a while with a towel over his head and looked really defeated. But positive news, Louisville staff did tell me he was going to be available. He even went back in and out of that injury tent multiple times, though, guys.
Thank you, Morgan. Donald Chaney and Duke Watson, the other true freshman at tailback, are in the backfield at the moment. And Watson gets it, finds a crease, picks up the 1st down, and near midfield, for Duke Watson. A 15-yard gain for Watson, the true freshman from Georgia.
This is a great job by Duke Watson, finding the hole behind big left guard Gonzalez, and then exploding. Isaac Brown, coaching staff, talked about how he doesn't miss practice, so I could tell that young man is frustrated and wants to get back in this one.
And Watson again gets the carry, breaks some tackles, picks up 6 on the play. Scotty Edwards tripped him up.
So talented. These young running backs, we're seeing more often than not coming to college and be able to play right away and just be ready to help their teams out.
When we talked to the coaching staff about Watson, they told us he's even better at change of direction than Brown is, as he goes straight forward, wrapped up quickly by Scotty Edwards.
Yeah, the future is very bright. Louisville losing some firepower in that running back room last year to a couple guys going to the draft. But man, they were able to reload with that recruiting class.
Yep, Jawar Jordan, Isaac Garenda, who plays up here for the Niners. 3rd and 2 for Louisville. Shuck changing the play. The veteran Donald Chaney in the backfield now. Chaney gets the handoff. Chaney right up the gut, picks up the first down. Down to the 36-yard line, a 6-yard gain. Mitch Lieber took the brunt of that Chaney punishment.
This is a great job of running wide zone, allowing Chaney to read it out and pick what hole he wants to run the ball in.
Shuck, quick pass to the boundary. Brooks makes a man miss. Brooks on the run. Brooks takes a big hit out of bounds by Gaithan Bernadelle. And he was inbound, so that's fair play.
Yeah, and it's the body blows, right, for this Stanford defense. You want to play through the whistle. You want to get after it and try to deliver a blow. Corey Brooks, great job drop stepping on Aaron Morris and getting that separation and exploding.
Shock play action. Toss to the left side to Hicks. Hicks inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. So Mitch Lieber in coverage there.
If I was Stanford and Bobby April, I would try to call a timeout right here for this defense. Louisville has been able to get explosive play after explosive play. Maybe call a timeout to allow my guys to catch a breather and call in a different package defensively.
A 15-yard gain for Hicks. Watts in the end zone. Touchdown, Louisville. 5-yard plunge. And the Cardinals tie the game up against the Cardinal.
This is a great job by Nate Kariski. He seals off that backside edge, and Watson is able to pick that backside hole. Whenever you're running inside zone, it's important that everybody gets some movement up front, because that backside cutback lane is usually where the explosive plays are found. Watson finding it and getting in the end zone.
Travelstead, extra point is up and good. And now Louisville has taken the lead after a 7-play, 65-yard drive. 2 minutes and 50 seconds off the clock. The quick strike offense for Louisville, capped off by the true freshman, Duke Watson. Louisville's taken the lead here at Stanford. They put together a nice drive on the back of their running game.
Yeah, they got after it and allowed the offensive line to really get physical. Jakari Brooks shows you why he's so special in space and making guys miss in coverage. But at the end of this drive, allowing Watson to punch it in on the ground really gives some momentum for this Louisville football team.
Bachmeier to field the kick inside his 5. Finds a crease and gets beyond the 25-yard line. So Stanford had a 10-point lead in this game, now trailed by 1. What do you think Troy Taylor was telling his team in that timeout?
Let's put a drive together. 4 minutes and 1 second left in this half. Louisville getting the ball back in the second half. I think it's more about offense. We have to sustain a drive, coming off of their longest drive of the season previously, 9 minutes, 11 seconds, and also starting this game with a 5-minute and 48-second drive. I think you just got to hold on to the ball and just create a drive.
And if it's this should be the strategy for them, right? Is hold the ball as long as you can because the other team scores very quickly. It's reminiscent of a old Super Bowl I'll mention to you in just a moment. Flags on the play. And it'll be false start on Stanford.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense number 58, 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
True freshman Khalil House.
Running that inside zone. Khalil House just moving a little early, trying to cut off that backside.
So
please set the game clock to 4 minutes, 1 second.
Thank you, sir.
4:01.
What I was saying was them holding on to the ball and chewing up clock is the right recipe for a team that scores that quickly. We saw this in Super Bowl 20 when the Giants did that with Bill Parcells against the K-gun offense of Jim Kelly back in the day. And Daniels goes down. Tramel Logan. Super Bowl 25.
Tramel Logan going against Khalil House. Just relentless with his rush. And you see him trying to swipe down. Defense hasn't had a lot of turnovers this year, but you have to be encouraged with how he made that tackle on Ashton Daniels, trying to swipe at that football.
7-yard loss. And I meant to say Super Bowl 25, actually. Whitney Houston sang the national anthem in that.
When you play against a team that's explosive, you want to limit their possession. So the more long drives that you could go on, the more it's going to benefit you.
Daniels finds Roush, and Roush dragged down by his jersey. MJ Griffin, the man holding on for dear life.
Yes, and that he had to do because Sam Rouse, a big human being.
Yeah, he is.
260 pounds. MJ Griffin is only 200 pounds. Great job just getting a hold of that jersey and waiting for the cavalry to come to make the tackle.
A line shift defensively for Louisville. Bunch of new defenders coming in. It'll be 3rd and 16 upcoming for Stanford.
Louisville's got to think about the double move defensively. They've struggled with that this year and really dropped guys in coverage. So right now, I would try to change it up and get a drop 8 situation.
Stanford, their first of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
So it looks like there was some communication issues potentially there with Stanford trying to get the signals in. I know they've been trying to chew clock, but that felt like something that was not just that.
Yeah, but this is a good time to call a timeout as well. If you're Troy Taylor, it's 3rd and 16. If you could find a way to convert and keep the ball right here, it's going to really put your football team in a good situation. Don't want to go 3 and out and give the ball right back to Louisville after they were so explosive offensively, marching down the field and scoring in about 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Coming up on the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report, we'll have first half analysis from Taylor and the crew, the Clemson and Pitt breakdown as that one came down to the wire, and updates from all around the ACC. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here at Stanford. 3rd and 16 here, and this is a big play. There's not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 16.
Yeah, this is a critical down for this Louisville defense.
And they hand it off to Tab, and he's met immediately to the 22-yard line by Raymond Puryear. And this should run it down to the 2-minute timeout.
Timeout. Louisville, their first of the half.
And Jeff Brom is like, nope, I'm going to give myself some more
Please
time.
set the game clock to 2 minutes, 28 seconds.
Yeah, you got to be the aggressor in this situation if you're Jeff Brom, because this is a very unique situation for this offense. You have an opportunity to now get your offense back out there, score before half, and come back out in the second half, get the ball. A potential 14-point swing for your football team right now, getting the ball back in the second half for Louisville. Jerome Pryor has been so good for this defense. He's that Swiss Army knife. He's played every position on that defensive line for this team. Puryear has been great and exceptional, just doing whatever the team has asked him.
Brooks to field it. He's got room to run, and wrapped up beyond the 45-yard line by Matt Rose, the linebacker for Stanford. So now Louisville is in excellent field position.
situational football. Defense comes up with a nice stop. Your offense struggled early in this game, but there's some momentum building with what you were able to do on the last drive. I like Louisville taking advantage of this opportunity.
They start their drive at their own 47. Shuck 5 of 9 for 74 yards and an interception. They hand it off and they get into Stanford territory.
Chaney just so subtle with his movements. Great run by him, weaving through traffic.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout for Jeff Brom and company, and they're trying to figure some stuff out here as they're trying to get on the board. Orlando, as you mentioned, right here before the end of the first half. We've had a good one here at Stanford. Louisville trying to extend their lead. Louisville leading at Stanford 14-13. Isaac Brown, the true freshman running back out of Homestead, Florida, who has been the catalyst for Louisville in the run game, getting an early start, as you see, headed to the locker room before the half. But you see that right arm in a bit of a sling there.
Yeah, getting a little bit of treatment, seeing if he could maybe test it out and give it a go in the second half.
Here are the last 3 drives for Louisville. 2 touchdowns on the last 2. Donald Chaney in the backfield on 2nd and 5. Shuck pulls it, throws it wide open to Redmond. Redmond out of bounds near the 30. Aaron Morris chased him out.
They run so much zone plays. This is a nice job of getting Redmond out into the flat and allowing him to go get some yards after the carry, but also get him to the sideline so he could get out of bounds if he wants to.
18-yard gain. Shuck under pressure, flips it out there, out of bounds. David Bailey and Tobin Phillips on the pressure on Shuck. Shuck not having his greatest game either today.
Yeah, he's looked like he's been a step behind. And that's what when we talked to Coach Brom about momentum and going into the bye week, he talked about, I wish we could just skip the bye week and keep playing. But obviously, you know, you need the bye to get healthy. But it creates a disconnect. Now, your offense hasn't played in a week, and Shuck hasn't looked as sharp as he usually looks at the head of this Louisville offense.
2nd and 10. Shuck with time. Fires it towards the sideline to Bell. Breaking tackles. Nope, did not break it, but picked up the first down. Down to the 16-yard line. Brandon Nicholson, the true freshman, in coverage after a 16-yard gain. Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, guys, Tyler Shuck was actually playing through an illness, that Clemson game and even the Boston College game. So the bye week was extremely important for him to get the rest and recovery.
And he looks nimble there as he throws on the run to the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Ja'Cory Brooks.
I think we're going to get, there's a flag. I think we're going to get another illegal man downfield, possibly.
The flag at about the 15.
There is no foul for ineligible receiver downfield as the ball was legally grounded out of bounds. It's 2nd down.
There you have it.
But back to what Morgan was saying. How about Tyler Shuck with the MJ flu game?
Yeah.
You know, going into Death Valley, having an illness and pulling off a big upset. So just a great job by this young man. He's showed resilience, right? You don't get to 7 years in college football without a lot of injuries. Speaks to his resilience.
Louisville's had back-to-back big wins. They came back down 20-0 against BC. And then the game you mentioned in Death Valley along with Morgan. Kewan Brown tests the left side, gets inside the 10.
And both of those wins on the road. But I like what Louisville's doing right now on this drive, really taking their time and setting up the plays.
Well, they get the ball back, so I think they can take their time here for sure.
Big 3rd down right here.
Third and 5.
I try to go to the middle of the field.
Pressure coming over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Chris Bell. 10-yard score. Good call, partner.
I was wondering when we were going to call Chris Bell's name. This guy is a tank. When you watch him walk off the bus, it's all weight room team. And this is just a great job of Tyler Shuck understanding the matchup. Chris Bell being 220 pounds going against Brandon Nicholson that's 185 pounds. A great inside seam route becomes basketball at that point where you're just boxing them out.
Extra point is up and good, and Brandon Nicholson, again, a true freshman, baptism under fire.
Yeah, a lot of guys for Stanford this year have just been thrown into the fire and have been playing a lot because of injuries. Brandon Nicholson really started playing for this team, the SMU game. So about halfway through their season up until this point. But he's been getting better each and every week, and it's going to benefit later on for these reps early in his career.
Well, and Stanford in the secondary has lost 3 of 5 starters, basically. Colin Wright not available in this game, a junior from Texas. Zaron Manley is out for the season. Jay Green is out, their safety. So a couple of corners, a safety, and a lot of veteran leadership.
Yeah, and with this defense as well for Bobby April, the safeties do majority of the communication. So when you have 3 guys out now out of the 5 possible starters, it changes a lot of things for you because your communication runs through your defense and getting everybody lined up runs through your safeties, and now there have been different guys at that position.
Casamervis and Bachmeier back there. That drive, 7 plays, 53 yards, 126 off the clock. And Keller kicks it off over the head of Bachmeier. And Stanford will begin their next drive with 49 seconds at their own 25. Tonight at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Our college football primetime matchup features Wake Forest at North Carolina. And the Big Four championship is still alive. We talked to Dave Clawson about that last week, where, hey, those teams care about who wins against each other. Omarion Hampton, I mean, this guy's got Sunday written all over him.
Yeah, he is an exciting young player to watch. Very physical, the speed that he has as well. And man, when teams know he's getting the ball, he is a tough load to get down. Yards after contact is unbelievable for him.
Stanford gives it to Tab. Tab dragging defenders to the 34-yard line, a 4-yard gain. Desmond Tell. Stanford does have 2 timeouts. They're going quickly. On 2nd and 6. Daniels with time. Floats one. Iomanner not there. Those two not on the same path.
Yeah, he was able to get the step and get behind Corey Thornton, but the ball placement of Ashton Daniels just a little bit underthrown. And Iomanner having to turn around and try to find that one, not able to connect.
No catches for Iomanner yet, and they were throwing it to him early and often, but have kind of gone away from him. Daniels now on 3rd down. Flushed out of the pocket, throws to the sideline to Bachmeier, complete for a 1st down.
It's a really good job by Tyler Bachmeier, working the sidelines, understanding the situation, trying to convert on 3rd downs, gets right to the 1st down marker and stops and waits for Ashton Daniels, and able to get out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, that's the most important part. Again, still 2 timeouts for Stanford.
Continue to work those sidelines. Try to get a shot, get in field goal range.
You can take shots over the middle too because you got those timeouts. They go to the sideline again to Bachmeier. Bachmeier breaks a tackle and then gets out of bounds wisely. So 12 seconds left. A missed tackle by Corey Thornton.
A really good job by Tiger Bachmeier, just finishing at the end. Guys are not going to wrap you up. You got to run through those arm tackles and keep going, keep moving the feet.
But if you're Stanford, you got to take bigger chunks because there's not a lot of time here.
Yeah, but Louisville's been doing a great job with their 2 safeties and running those guys very far back, trying not to allow guys to get behind them. But yes, partner, you want to get a chunk somewhere.
2nd and 4. Emmett Kenny's long this year. The kicker, 51 yards. Daniels in trouble. Won't matter because he's wrapped up and taken down. And that'll do it. Nope, 2 seconds left. Conga brought him down.
Timeout. Stanford, their second of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
When you are rushing against a quarterback that has a running threat that could use their legs, it is so important that your defensive ends, your edge rushers, do not run past the quarterback. But your D tackles, they have to be in their run lanes. And that's a great job by Conga, staying in his rush lanes and able now to get off the block and get a nice sack on Ashton Daniels.
An 11-yard loss on the play. Did you like the timeout in that situation? I mean, I guess you could set up a Hail Mary situation, but it just only 2 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, maybe trying to end on a positive play, I guess, and don't want to end on a negative play. Maybe that's why you call the timeout here. Try to keep your team feeling good, maybe get some positive yardage.
Well, Daniels has come back in this game and played fairly well, considering he got knocked out of the last game against NC State before the bye. He's 9 of 15, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Daniels will run it and just run it out of bounds. And that'll do it for the first half. So
That
Louisville,
is the end of the first half.
Louisville leading 21-13 here at Stanford. Let's join Taylor Tannenbaum, Eric Macklin, and EJ Manuel in the studio with the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report.
Welcome to the Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report.
Welcome into your Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report. EJ Manuel, Eric Macklin. I am Taylor Tannenbaum. Right now you're watching Louisville out there on the West Coast against Stanford. Cards taking a 21-13 lead into the locker room over the Cardinal. We're going to say that with intent. All right, maybe a little bit closer than some people would have thought. Louisville has a number next to their name. Stanford has lost 6 straight coming into this one. What have you seen so far, Emac?
Really great start from Stanford. I mean, they came out swinging, and, you see really impressive. We were joking about it earlier in the day, but just saying throw it up. Let some stuff happen, and they did, and it was impressive to see that. Louisville bouncing back nicely, though. Good job by that defense getting the football back, and, of course, the offense making things happen.
Yeah, time of possession right now really lopsided, more to Stanford, but surprisingly that Louisville still finding a way to win, being up by more than a touchdown. So it's going to be an interesting second half. I think Tyler Shuck's gotten off to a good start. We'll have to see what happens with Isaac Brown. If he can come back, that'll be huge for this offense, too.
Yeah, how much of a change is it not having your running back in Isaac Brown out there for this Louisville offense?
Well, he had become their fastball. I mean, a guy that was ultra reliable. They're trying to get the ball, knowing that they can get anything from him. And so to not have that, other guys have to step up, which really earlier in the season, that's what they had. It was running back by committee, but EJ, he had just emerged into a really good player.
Yeah, we're going to have, like you mentioned, committee. You're going to have Don Chaney, you're going to have Watson, and then Brooks and Bell, the receivers, also have to step up and make some big plays, get those yards after the catch as well, too.
Great playmakers. Louisville does get the ball coming out to start the third quarter, see if they can continue with this lead there out in Stanford. All right, check in with Clemson and Pitt. Happened a little bit earlier today. It was at noon. It was our early game of the day. We have a ton in action right now, but Dabo Swinney and the 20-ranked Tigers visiting those Pitt Panthers. Fourth quarter, Pitt trailing 17-10. Nate Yarnell-Dielan finds Gavin Bartholomew for the touchdown. Panthers tied at 17. 1:25 to play. Clemson now down 20-17 after a Pitt field goal, working to at least get in field goal range when this guy, Cade Klubnik, tucks it, and he will go all the way. 50-yard touchdown. Coach Swinney loves it. Tigers take a 24-20 lead after that. And Cade Klubnik can hardly contain his excitement. Last chance for Pitt. 4th and 1 at Clemson's 26. Yarnell, again, the backup today. Eli Holstein out for the day. Throws deep, and it's intercepted by Khalil Barnes. Clemson wins it in a thrilling fashion, 24-20. They are now 7-1 in ACC play. Pitt losing their 3rd straight game. And you saw Cade Klubnik hauling it to the end zone. 25 passing touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns this season. 4th Clemson quarterback to ever reach that milestone. And you see the names on that list forever in Clemson lore. So, Emac, turn to you. What do you take away from the Tigers' win today?
Yeah, it was a really interesting, kind of game. This feels like the theme for Clemson all year long. Spurts and pockets of brilliance, and then spurts and pockets of what the heck am I watching? Like, this is not good. And Cade Klubnik, started the game on fire. He was 13 of 16, pushing the ball downfield, very, just experienced type plays, the subtle movement in the pocket, rocketing for a touchdown, and then finishes the game on ice and says, I'll do it myself. If nobody else can, I'll take it 50 yards to the house. So that there's these times, EJ, where, man, he looks so good and Clemson looks so good. Then there's others where they're just killing themselves.
And that was a gutsy call to have a quarterback draw at that point in the game because, when Pitt brings their defensive rush, they must have seen, or Clemson must have seen that there was nobody in the middle to stay for him. And so then to make the safety miss right there and run right by him. But you also got to say, Nate Yarnell as a backup played pretty well in this game, 350 yards passing. And this is the second time in a row where I've seen him throw the ball as an interception late in the game. When you're trying to drive on that 2-minute drill to try to get either a field goal right here, they needed a touchdown. But he's going to learn from that. It's unfortunate he hasn't played a ton, but ultimately a good win by Clemson on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And they stay in contention to try to continue to make their way to the ACC championship in Charlotte, and then bigger picture, the college football playoff. All right, we're going to have more from around the ACC on the other side of your Auto Owners Insurance halftime report. We got to check in with SMU. They're ranked 14 next to their name, hosting Grayson James and Boston College. We'll check in Dallas next after the break.
This halftime report is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense. Welcome back to the Auto Owners Insurance halftime report.
All right, welcome back. We got to take a trip around the ACC to see what's going on. Boston College visiting 14th ranked SMU. BC making a QB change this week from Thomas Castellanos to Grayson James. First quarter, Kevin Jennings continues to get better. Pass complete to Keyshawn Smith, 29-yard gain. You got to see it again because this catch was awesome.
Oh, what a catch.
They keep making plays. Later in the drive, they'll finish this one off. Kevin Jennings to Roderick Daniels Jr.
You were shocked by this player there.
He'll do the rest of the work. Yeah, I was. I thought it was nice.
It's a great play.
They got playmakers all over the
triple
field.
option on that.
Mustangs 7-0 lead. Later 10-0 after a field goal. But James, I said, making his first career start against a P4 team. Helps when you can hand it off to Kai Robichaux. He's in from 2 yards out, puts the Eagles on the board. SMU trying to respond. Jennings to Brashard Smith. They like their running back too. That's a 4-yard touchdown. 17-7 Ponies at that point. Then late in the second quarter, BC driving. James, 13-yard touchdown to Kamari Morales, his big tight end. BC cuts into the deficit. Teams have exchanged interceptions before halftime. SMU does go into the locker room up 20-14 at halftime. BC putting up a fight down there against a ranked team in Dallas with a new quarterback in Grayson James.
We said this morning. These teams that are ranked right now, you're going to get the Super Bowl from the opposite team. That's just how it is. When you have a target on your back, whether that's a ranking or an opportunity to be in the ACC championship like SMU does, you're going to get the very best. And that's what BC is doing. And also, Coach O'Brien and his staff have put together a good game plan for Grayson James to not feel rushed so he can see the field clearly. And when he has to on short yardage situations, be able to hand it off to Kai Robichaux like he did for a touchdown.
I love the point right there. Every single game is a playoff game. I mean, moving forward the rest of the season here, you're not only fighting to secure your spot in the ACC championship, but you're also fighting for that playoff bid if that's not a case there. So, you can't take these losses. You got to keep, the focus and understand that just like EJ said, every single week, these teams are bringing it against these teams with a number next to their head. I love what Brashard Smith has been able to doing. Leading receiver, leading rusher for SMU. He is such a weapon. Continue to get him involved.
He's super dynamic for SMU. If you're Rhett Lashley, what are you saying in that locker room at halftime, your guys?
Stay the course. Yeah, stay the course. We're fine. It's a good first half. We're still winning. Don't forget about that. We don't have to blow out anybody at this point. We got to keep that in our front of our mind. This point in the season, just win and you move on.
They're also coming off a bye week, so a little bit of rust, getting back into game shape here.
All right, we'll see what happens in the second half. Syracuse and Cal also in action right now. The Orange on the West Coast, much like Louisville is. 2,000-mile trek for the team from Central New York. Early in the second quarter, Cuse up 6-0. Hard to hold down a player like LaQuinn Allen.
This dude is so good. He looks long and tall right there, but he just gets into the end zone. He finds a way.
Told you he was the best player on the team.
Yeah, he did.
30-yard touchdown there. Syracuse up 13-0. But moments later, Javian Thomas.
Bye-bye.
has been really good. That was a 2nd and 10 from their own 25, so that would equal a 75-yard touchdown. Golden Bears cut into the deficit, but next Syracuse possession at the 1-yard line. Who are you going to call?
Yep, McQuinn Allen.
Yep, that's it.
2 guys out in space. He makes one miss. He runs it in for a touchdown. Guys going to play on Sundays.
Yeah, in the third, whole lot of cues. They're up 30-14 right now, and here's a score update from South Bend, Indiana. It was close early, and Virginia had a chance there to tie it at 7-all, and then it kind of went the opposite direction.
Turnovers. Told you.
A lot of turnovers.
Got to take care of the football when you're going up against the Golden Domers. 28-0, Irish in full control. Louisville without their star running back Isaac Brown, the freshman who was left with an injury. Call another freshman, Duke Watson. He finds pay dirt. 21-13, Cards up on the Cardinal. We'll be back with more on the other side of this halftime report.
This halftime report is presented by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We're gearing up for a good one tonight here in Chapel Hill between North Carolina and Wake Forest. But right now, the game you're watching on ACC Network, Louisville up 21-13 over Stanford. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber have you covered for the second half. See you after on the huddle.
Running it.
Welcome back to Stanford Stadium. Louisville with an 8-point lead as we get ready to begin the third quarter. A beautiful day here on the farm, and welcome inside Stanford Stadium. Alongside 7-year NFL vet and former Miami Hurricane Orlando Franklin, I'm George Sedano. Morgan Uber will join us in just a second. Orlando, just some quick thoughts from that first half. Louisville coming back to take the lead.
Yeah, Louisville playing complimentary football. Defense finally stepped up, was able to get a couple stops, and the offense, all gas, no breaks, found the end zone a couple times.
I mentioned they came back because Stanford took an early lead from some unique formations on offense.
Yeah, bye week equals wrinkles, right? They were lining Sam Rouse in the backfield in front of Ashton Daniels, and what it allowed them to do is really quickly get 3 guys to a side and put pressure on this back end of Louisville to be perfect in their coverage. So they were able to get some guys in some explosive in space for some explosive plays.
And then for Louisville, Isaac Brown went down in the first half, but the other true freshman, Duke Watson, took care of business.
Yeah, such a talented running back room. Duke Watson running tough and physical, showing some great vision, very twitchy, and can find that end zone if you give him just a little crease.
So Stanford will kick it off. They won the toss, and they will kick it now to Louisville here. Off the bounce, Ja'Cory Brooks. And taken down at about the 22-yard line. Wait, whoa. The ball may be loose here. Stanford saying they got it. Let's see what the officials
Brian
have
Butler
to say.
came out of that pile with that football.
The ruling on the field is first down, Louisville.
And it'll still be Louisville ball. So time for today's game track, brought to you by Hardee's. And there are the numbers. Anything stick out?
It's been the passing yards today for Stanford. They've been able to get it done. I want to see them get a little bit more balanced and try to find some yardage in the running game, because to keep this off defense honest for Louisville.
And they give it to Duke Watson, the true freshman. He's wrapped up by Tobin Phillips. And again, Duke Watson playing for the injured Isaac Brown, who went into the locker room before the first half ended.
Stanford's got to come up with some big plays here in the second half defensively. They started the game off really well, having an interception on the second play from scrimmage today. Let's see if this defense could do something to capture the momentum here in the second half.
2nd and 9 here, play action. Shuck finds Brooks on the outside as he finds a crease and pushes forward to the 40-yard line. Mitch Lieber in coverage.
Mitch Lieber making that tackle, but Aaron Morris is going to have to do a better job of closing down the distance, whether that's pre-snap alignment or as the play progresses, being a little bit closer in coverage.
1st and 10 from their own 39. Watson again, taken down by Matt Rose. Rose took him down at the 42-yard line.
Nice job by Matt Rose stepping up from that linebacker position, but staying very loose and active where he's able to explode away and make a nice tackle in the open field.
2nd and 7. Shuck again to Brooks. 1st down. And taken down around the 45. A lot of room there by Aaron Morris on Ja'Cory Brooks.
Yeah, and that these plays are going to see. You are going to see it come to the right of your screen. When Brooks gets the ball, Aaron Morris is 10 yards away from him. That's way too much space.
1st and 10. Handoff to Keywan Brown, who breaks through the hole into the secondary. An 8-yard gain for Keywan Brown.
Great job right here, being able to finish and make the tackle. But right now, man, Louisville is showing you how they could go from pass to run and making a lot of things look the same, finding some success early here in the 2nd half.
2nd and 2, Brown in the backfield, Keywan Brown. They toss it to Brown. He loses the football and able to get back on it. It'll be a loss on the play. Ernest Cooper caused havoc there defensively for Stanford. A 5-yard loss.
Little disconnect right there between Brown and Shuck. Hopefully this offense can overcome now with this 3rd and 7 coming up.
3rd and 7, empty backfield. No running backs out there. All receivers. Shuck with plenty of time. Dumps it down to Hicks, and Hicks is going to be short of the 1st down. A stop there by Stanford. And now Louisville's kind of in no man's land inside the 40. What are they going to do here? Man
Officials
down.
timeout for an injury.
Brandon Nicholson.
No, it looks potentially to be Gaithan Bernadelle, the linebacker, number 0.
Oh, 9 compressed to a 0, right?
Yeah. And
right
by the way,
there.
Tristan Sinclair already out for this game, who is their captain on defense and their other star linebacker. The transfer from Florida International University, Bernadelle.
Senior season.
Up on his feet.
Celebrated earlier today, senior day. Nice to see him beginning to jog off under his own power. He has his flowers. And great job. I remember back when I had senior day, just being able to walk out in front of your fans for one last time and reminiscing about the last couple years of your life and what you've been able to accomplish, the good times, the bad times. Such an important day, and a day that you remember forever.
And he's limping, though. He doesn't want to remember that ankle injury, potentially, or that leg injury forever. It's 4th down, and Louisville's going. Josiah Galvin and Matt Rose in at linebacker now for Stanford. They're showing blitz. Hicks in motion. Shuck. They pick up the pressure. Shuck throws over the middle, and it's complete to Ja'Cory Brooks. Matt Rose wrapped him up. Short of the 1st down.
All 11 guys for Stanford. Great job with the rush. I know it wasn't a sack or a quarterback pressure, but it's a great job by all 11 guys.
So Stanford holds. Looking to get back in this one.
Welcome back to Stanford, where Louisville leads Stanford here. And for the Louisville Cardinals, they will be without their true freshman running back, Isaac Brown, for the remainder of this game. Although he did come out of halftime with his helmet on, warmed up, but the Louisville staff telling me they will be without him.
All right, Morgan, thank you. Ashton Daniels chased from behind. A flag on the play. Perrier brought him down. It'll be a loss on the play, but let's see what the laundry's about.
I think this is going to be a double negative with a
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Defense, number 94. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
That's Jordan Gerard.
Referee threw that one right where it's usually holding. But you're going to see right in the middle of your screen, Garrard gets his hands up, and he just gotta replace it. Got to take that hand off and refit it. Often when defensive linemen are trying to press to get off of a block and create separation, they're fully extended, but you just got to refit that hand or move it for a second and try to get it a little bit lower.
Yeah, and he's out. Chris Davis and Cole Tabb in the backfield. There's that formation we mentioned right at halftime. They flex out of it. Daniels with time. Finds Mosley near the 45-yard line. Thornton wrapped him up quickly. Second down upcoming.
You're Stanford. At some point, you got to test this back end for Louisville. They've struggled this year, and they've dropped some guys in coverage and have given up some explosive plays. So at some point, you got to throw a double move in there and really see if they're going to be focused to try to go over the top.
They have been reluctant to take that chance. Daniels now floats one to Iomanner, but took a long time to get there. Quincy Riley breaks it up as they threw across the field on that one. You got to put a little more zip on that one if you can, no?
Iron sharpens iron. Quincy Riley, again, another great play. Want to see Ashton Daniels lead Alec Iomanner to the sidelines a little bit more.
Get it out faster.
Get it out in front of him, where only he could make a play on that. When you put it high and it hangs, Quincy Riley's able to make a play on the football.
Iomanner, no catches today. 3rd and 7. Daniels, pocket collapsing, and he's taken down, loses the ball for a moment, wrapped up by Jared Dawson. Let's check in with Morgan.
This was exactly the problem that Troy Taylor was telling me. They had to do a better job up front, blocking it in pass protection. I've been watching quarterback Ashton Daniels on the sidelines, and he's looked so defeated and frustrated. And I asked Coach Taylor, is there anything wrong? He said, look, it's been a physical game. He's taken some blows, but we're here to win this.
They find themselves behind the 8 ball at the moment. They're in the game. Punt here, out of bounds. And they will mark it officially at the 15. And that's where Louisville will take over. 43-yard punt, no return.
There's never been a playoff like this. The new 12-team college football playoff begins with the first round December 20th and 21st. That's how I get by.
Oh, the new era of college football, 12-team playoff coming your way. You got 4 byes from the highest conference champions. You see them there. Those are the leaders at the moment as the projected standings off the most recent college football playoff rankings. Ohio State is up there at number 5 because 5 through 8 will host games in this scenario. And Indiana would host the game too. By the way, College Game Day going to be at Ohio State in Columbus for Indiana at Ohio State. Welcome back here to Stanford. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. Shuck a sidearm to Brooks, met immediately. Nice job there by the true freshman, Darius Davis from Louisiana. We got a lot of true freshmen making plays for the Stanford team out of necessity.
Yeah, this is an exceptional job by Davis. No hesitation, refuses to be blocked in open space, and makes a great tackle on Brooks.
No gain. Gaithan Bernadelle back at linebacker. Good to see him there for Stanford. They find Brooks with a hole there. Finds a hole in the zone and tackled near the 30-yard line at about the 28. 13-yard gain.
Ja'Cory Brooks just continues to show you how versatile he is, whether running down the field on go routes or going across the middle. Just does a great job and is a great option for Tyler Shuck.
1st and 10. Shuck again, this time to Bell. Bell popped by Zach Rowell.
The big fellow coming out of that defensive tackle position, running downfield. You gotta love the effort of Zach Rowell and just getting after it.
Check that, that was Anthony Franklin. That's my fault. But both Rowell and Franklin have had good games today.
Yeah, anytime you get a defensive tackle downfield making plays is a good thing.
Timeout. The officials.
The previous play is under further review to determine if there is a foul for targeting.
Yeah. And that could be on Franklin, who made that big hit.
Targeting is such a tricky penalty, especially in real time. You got a guy like Anthony Franklin that plays defensive tackle trying to run and give effort for his football team. And now, you know, when you get the opportunity to put a hit on somebody, you want to be able to kind of lower your shoulder, lower your body, and try to deliver as much force as possible.
And again, targeting is the crown of the helmet, the 6-inch radius around the crown of the helmet. It looked like he hit him in the body there. I didn't see much any helmet contact. And 21 had him low, which is Scotty Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards has him low. He's trying to fight for extra yards. I'd be shocked if this referee crew, you know, puts out the targeting foul by Anthony Franklin. That would be a huge loss for this defense. When guys are trying to make plays, I don't believe that Anthony Franklin is trying to be malicious and he's trying to say, oh, let me lower my head and let me try to deliver this blow with the crown of my helmet right here.
Although they don't legislate intent in those situations.
After further review, it has been determined that there was a personal foul targeting defense number 94, who is disqualified. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I hate that.
Yeah, I don't love it either.
I mean, he's a senior. I hate that. Got to run out on senior day, and now his day's over. Trying to give extra effort, trying to, you know, show the coaches that I'm giving everything I have, and senior from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah,
day's over.
And again, you know, he lowered his helmet, but yeah, I don't know. I just, you know, they made the determination, and that's the call on the field.
Yeah, I think we got to continue to look at that rule and see if we could get better and better each and every year.
Donald Chaney in the backfield. Play action for Shuck. Pressure coming. He flips it over. Dangerous pass is incomplete. Almost intercepted. I don't know what Shuck was thinking there. Ernest Cooper. Man. He thought he had it. He thought he had an INT for a second.
Yeah, Ernest Cooper getting upset with the DB, Aaron Morris. Great job by Rose getting the pressure out there. And then Ernest Cooper, from his original edge position, dropping off in coverage, thinking he had an interception, getting a little upset with Aaron Morris, telling him, hey, I don't get these opportunities. You get to cover guys all the time. You know, what are you doing? Let me try to catch that one clean.
2nd and 10 for Louisville. They survived that one. Donald Chaney on the right side. Not much there. Matt Rose brought him down along with Bernadelle. But if you're Shuck, I mean, you got away with one there.
Yeah, and he's done that a couple times today, where he's just trying to throw the ball away or get rid of it in certain situations, but he's putting it in jeopardy with the ball placement. I think you just got to fire it out of bounds and move on to the next down.
Well, he's done some sidearms. That's the first underhanded throw I've seen today for sure.
Yeah.
3rd and 10. Into the flat, incomplete. Chaney couldn't hold on. It'll be whistled dead, and Stanford holds.
Donald Chaney might have looked upfield. This is just a quick running back screen and trying to get the guys to block on the perimeter. Might have took his eyes off that one to look at the blocking and see where the hole was at. He's not able to complete that pass.
Louisville to punt. Tiger Bachmeier awaiting the punt at his own 10. A spiraling punt. Bachmeier fair catches it at about the 7-yard line. 45-yard punt, no return. We got a one-score ball game here at Stanford. Welcome back to Stanford. Louisville's defense has stepped up in a big way after trailing 10-0, Orlando.
Yeah, they finally got some things going, able to create some pressure on Ashton Daniels, got a couple sacks. The back end has been sticky in coverage, building upon what they started a couple weeks ago against Boston College in that second half, and moving on to Clemson, and now putting it together again today.
And they've pinned Stanford deep in their territory. Daniels wrapped up, he goes down. Thor Griffith, the transfer from Harvard.
They're trying to run a three-step drop, so it's timing. Ashton Daniels has to be able to put that foot in the ground and throw the ball, but the offensive line not giving him enough space to operate. He has to try to step up in the pocket, and then it just claps on him.
6 sacks today for Louisville. 2nd and 16, ball on the 2, and Louisville jumped there. Daniels with time, launches one deep down the field for Bachmeier, incomplete. Well over his intended target, MJ Griffin in coverage.
Offside, defense, number 98, 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
That's the 4th time they've jumped off sides.
Nice to see that Troy Taylor, though, has learned and has made some adjustments in this game, because when Louisville was jumping offside early in this one, there were some short passes. Ashton Daniels able to try to take a shot on this last one to Tiger Bachmeier. Not able to connect, but I'm sure you might get that opportunity again.
Yeah, why not, though? You know what I mean? You have nothing to lose in that situation.
It's a free play, so take a shot.
2nd and 11, ball on the 7. Daniels flips it forward, complete at the 20 for a 1st down. CC drags defenders to the 26-yard line, a 19-yard gain.
It's a really good job by Ashton Daniels stepping up in the pocket and finding CC sitting down in that zone.
Daniels goes quickly to the sideline. Ooh, dangerous pass there intended for Io Manor. And Thornton wants offensive pass interference there. Io Manor still no catches. He's never been held without a catch in his short college career.
Yeah, there's been a lot of miscues with him and Ashton Daniels. That's the big fear coming out of a bye week. When guys have not played and you're trying to rush guys, the communication and the timing might get a little disconnected. But a great job by Alec Io Manor turning into a defensive player and not allowing Thornton to get his hands on that football.
2nd and 10 for Daniels. Louisville coming with a blitz. They pick it up. They get it to Mosley at the 30. A gain of 4 on the play. Quincy Riley right there, though, to meet the true freshman Mosley.
Bang, bang. As soon as the ball got there, Quincy Riley got there. A tremendous throw by Ashton Daniels, putting it out there. This is an NFL-type throw, throwing that deep outcut. It has to be on time and accurate in order to get a completion.
Troy Taylor loves Mosley. Thinks he's a great player and will be even better. Has a big touchdown play already today. 3rd and 6. Daniels floats one, incomplete over his intended target, Mosley. 4th down upcoming. And the punt team coming out.
Offensively, you got to find a way to continue to keep this defense honest and get back to some of your run plays, some quarterback design runs for Stanford. Can't just turn it into a throw fest.
And that one might have been tipped, but getting Stanford bounces as you see the players trying to sweep it with the air off their hands. But so it worked out, but
a lot of guys in that backfield.
Woo. Yeah.
A lot of traffic.
That is the 6th block this season for this special teams unit. They've done it now 3 on field goals, 3 on punts.
Yeah, they've came into this game as far as blocking kicks.
Oh, that's technically not a block on a tip.
Tied for
FYI.
first, so they could get after it, and you cannot take that play off. Stanford has to make some adjustments. That one was way too close. Thank goodness for the Stanford bounce after.
So Louisville with the ball on their own 32. Duke Watson in the backfield again. Isaac Brown officially out. Watson, big hole on the loose. He hits the gas. They're not going to catch him. Touchdown. 68 yards.
We talked to this coaching staff. They talked about Duke Watson being very twitchy. It's a great job by this offensive line getting to the second level, but Duke Watson shows you how explosive he is in space. Man, there was a ton of guys trying to run him down, but he kept on creating more and more distance in between him and the defenders. That's a great job of Duke Watson showcasing his athletic ability and his speed.
And how about the great block by Michael Gonzalez, the senior from Indian Trail, North Carolina, as the extra point is up and good to kind of spring Watson there. Watson 7 carries, 99 yards now, 2 touchdowns on the day. And Louisville expands their lead to 15.
This team has been very balanced this year offensively. They have a stable of running backs, and all these guys have got different opportunities. They all bring something special and unique to this offense. Coming into today, just 271 rushes, 17 touchdowns on the ground for this offense, 316 passes with 18 touchdowns. That is a very good balance when you look at an offense and how explosive this offense has been. It really puts pressures on defenses to finish games.
Watson's 4th touchdown of the season. 2nd today, as I mentioned. Nick Keller to kick it off. Bachmeier, the deep man, with Casarevis. And they line drive this one. Bachmeier fields it at about the 6 and met at the 20 by a wall of defenders. Travis Egan, kind of the first one there. Tonight at 6:30 Eastern, the ACC Huddle crew will have highlights and complete breakdowns of all the afternoon games and preview the nightcap at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is Wake Forest and North Carolina. Dave Clawson and Mac Brown will do battle. Then again after that game, a full post-game show to wrap up the night right here on ACC Network and the ACC app. Or excuse me, the ACC Network and the ESPN app. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here in Stanford. And this is a big drive for Stanford, Orlando, down 15 now.
Yeah, got to keep this defense from Louisville honest and get some runs.
Daniels, pressure in his face, throws it complete to Mosley. And Mosley stretches out to the 30, or check that, the 27-yard line.
Mosley has really developed nicely for this offense. Early in the season, he was having some drops when he would go over the middle and face some tight coverage. A great job on this last one, getting 7 yards in tight coverage and showing some concentration to catch that football and bring it in.
So 2nd and 7. Troy Taylor has to play a lot of young guys. Trial by fire, as he told us, because of the injury situation. Cole Tabb on the left side will pick up the first down as he lowers the shoulder down to the 35-yard line.
Back to that play, the formation we talked about earlier.
It's a man down.
Officials timeout for an injury.
As you see, the Louisville training staff.
'99, Desmond Till checking on his other defensive lineman.
We're still trying to identify the player.
No movement going on right now. Don't like the looks of this one, partner.
There's head coach Jeff Brom. Looks to be Jared Dawson, the redshirt junior out of Collierville, Tennessee.
The other defensive tackle in this front four for Louisville.
He is sitting up now. Let's see if we can see what happened to him here. He's up on his feet as we get through the replay, but you see him there on the back end of that tackle pile.
Looks like they're holding that right arm, kind of help him stable it.
Yeah, they're stabilizing that right arm, but he's walking off again. So we'll hopefully have an update down the road. It is 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for Stanford. Pressure coming. Daniels steps up, and he goes down. 2 flags on the play. Benjamin Perry, who came back off of injury last week with the sack.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 90, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
That's on Conga, the transfer from Rutgers, as they grab Daniels by the face mask.
So hard when you're a defensive lineman. You know you're trying to have an effect on the game. When you get close to the quarterback, trying to do whatever you can to get him down, and he just grabs that face mask with his left hand.
The 7th defensive penalty for Louisville today. And on the outside, it's Mosley, and should have enough for a 1st down.
Tightrope in that sideline, showing his explosive playmaking ability.
There's Dawson on the cart for Louisville. A 13-yard gain from Mosley. He ran away from Jarente Davis. Daniels with Tab in the backfield. There's Mosley again. They fake it to him. Daniels with time finds Mosley on the check down. Mosley makes a man miss, but Louisville able to bring him down with TJ Quinn was the first person there to wrap him up.
That's an unbelievable effort by Emmett Mosley. Takes a play that probably should have had maybe 1 yard, is able to fight through some traffic and go get 3 more. So great job by that young man, picking up 4 yards on 1st down.
2nd and 6 upcoming. And it just feels like everything Stanford's doing outside of the 1 play to Mosley early in the game has been just a slog, right? Like it's small chunks.
Yeah, they've had to fight for every inch in this game.
Tab on the left side gets a couple. Quincy Riley with the tackle, but it just feels like they don't have that big play ability. And when you're down 2 scores, I get it, it's still the 3rd quarter, but it feels like you're going to need explosives at some point.
Now, the offensive line hasn't really been able to hold up. It's really been Louisville's defensive line taking advantage of them. And when you have an offensive line that's playing with some injuries or guys that are a little bit lighter, you have to find ways to allow them to cut the defensive line and switch up some of their game to really go after the D-line and change things up.
Mosley and Tab in the backfield. They go down in motion and they get out in the pass play, and Mosley picks up the 1st down again. This time on Quincy Riley, an 8-yard gain on the slant. Started off in the backfield and ran into the pattern.
Yeah, another angle route. You know, we've seen this time and time again. We saw a big play. This same exact play went for a big play in the 1st half where they're lining Sam Rouse up in the middle of the backfield, having him come out, and then Mosley coming out of the backfield, running an angle route. A great catch by Mosley as well. That ball was not perfect by a long shot, but he was able to haul it in.
110 yards for Mosley in the receiving game at the moment. Tab, big hole into the secondary as he gets a 9-yard gain there. Tamarion McDonald brought him down.
A really nice run by Cole Tab. reading the backside and transitioning very smooth to get behind that backside, to get to that backside A gap, and then exploded in the open field.
2 tight end set. Still no catches for Ioman. 6 targets for him. They're looking his way. End zone, he's wide open for the touchdown! Right on cue! A 13-yard score! Alec Iomanner didn't have a catch yet, but he had a big one right there.
Yeah, this is a great job by Ashton Daniels identifying the defensive coverage and who's on Alec Iomanner. Not a lot of success today, but Quincy Riley has been on him a lot of times. On this last one, Tayon Holloway is on him, and Ashton Daniels is able to find that.
Stanford is going for 2. Let's go for Dos, brought to you by Dos Equis. Daniels, pressure coming, rolls out, needs to get rid of it, floats one to the end zone, incomplete, but a flag on the play intended for Roush. He threw one up for grabs. McDonald in coverage.
It's going to be very interesting to see what's called here.
Pass interference, defense number 21. The penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal. It's still the try down.
D'Angelo Hutchinson with the infraction. And let's go for Dos.
Again.
Una vez más. How about that?
There you go with that Spanish. Let's hear it, because I was wondering how we're gonna keep it going.
Una vez más.
I wouldn't mess around right here if I was Tortilla. I would spread out and let Ashton Daniels run some kind of quarterback draw.
Let's see what he does. And just like you called it, partner, they went for Dos. They get it. And it's a 7-point ball game.
Back to the staple plays for this offense. They run a lot of quarterback draws. That is a strong point of Ashton Daniels' game, his legs. And what he's able to do is find that hole. Great job. Alec Iomanner just comes and annihilates the end man on the line of scrimmage. But Ashton Daniels showing you his toughness and getting in the end zone as well.
I would imagine as an offensive lineman, you love when the receiver's making the block too. You got to feel like, hey, those guys, come on. We're not the only ones that can do this. You got to show us a little too, right?
Oh, absolutely. A great run game. It takes all 11, so you have to be able to do that on the perimeter with your wide receivers and tight ends.
Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, guys, this is the most spirited I've seen quarterback Ashton Daniels all day, of course. And he told me coming into this game that really the message was just sticking together. They know they're not even eligible to make a bowl, but they're still extremely motivated to win out. He said when times get tough, it could be natural for some programs to turn against each other and point fingers, but not us. He said we're a family here. It's a culture of love and loyalty, and you can really sense that now on this Stanford sideline. The most energized they've been by far all day.
They're right in it, Morgan, that's for sure.
They ruin a lot of people's Christmases by winning some football games here at the end.
Brooks headed towards the outside, tries to spin out of trouble to no avail. Taken down at about the 23-yard line.
That is the end of the third quarter.
Mitch Lieber brought him down. And we've got a good one here. Couple of touchdowns. Duke Watson on one end, Alec Iomanner on the other. 7-point ball game here at Stanford.
All right.
Welcome back to Stanford. We've got a good one here. There's our score, 28-21. Stanford jumped out 10-0. Louisville fought back, extended their lead to 15, and now Stanford has closed that gap down to 7. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here.
Taking care of business in the fourth quarter. Both these teams coming off a bye week, a little rusty at certain situations today, but now it's about the fourth quarter and who finishes and can play clean football to get a victory.
Duke Watson in the backfield as they begin their drive. Louisville does on their own 23. Toss to the outside to Bell. Bell trying to get away from the defenders. He does briefly. Nicholson, brought him down.
Another great job by just Tyler Shuck, taking what the defense is giving him. If you're going to play that far off in coverage, we're going to throw it underneath all day and allow the wide receivers to try to get some yards after the catch.
5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. Watson, who has 2 touchdowns already, breaking tackles, but gets hit pretty hard by Tafiti at the end at the 35-yard line. Picks up the first down, though.
Another tough run by this talented running back room, doing it by committee today with Isaac Brown going down early in this game.
How about another true freshman, though, carrying the load at tailback for Louisville? First down, ball on the 35. Play action, Chuck pump fakes. Now checks it down to his tight end, complete to Kariski.
Tight ends don't normally see a lot of balls in this offense.
Well, especially him. Kariski's more of the blocking tight end.
Yeah, but good, nice job by Tyler Shuck getting through the progression and finding Kariski.
2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain. Donald Chaney gets to the outside, tries to keep his feet, and they'll say he's down at the 41-yard line. So a gain of 3. Aaron Morris and Matt Rose tripped him up.
If I'm Louisville, that's what I would continue to do. I know you have to convert on this 3rd down, but keep on trying to run the football. Right here, with all the cushion I've had in coverage, I would try to do some kind of comeback route, some kind of quick 3-step drop for an easy completion for Tyler Shuck.
3rd and 4 for Louisville. Got to get to the 45. Shuck, with plenty of time, delivers over the middle and connects with his receiver at the 50, Nate Kariski. A 9-yard gain for the first down.
Nate Kariski, 6'3", 240 pounds. Mitch Lieber is on his back, and you can't make a play on that football. Nice ball placement by Tyler Shuck.
Kariski trots off the field, kind of limping. Ball at the 49-yard line of Stanford. Chaney up the gut, wrapped up by David Bailey after a 5-yard gain.
That backside gap all day, getting the offensive line to go one way. Everybody used it, allowing the running back to take the backside gap and really putting pressure on the backside linebacker to make a play.
2nd and 5. Watson back in. He picks up 1. 3rd and 4. Upcoming. What do you do here?
If you're Louisville, I would try to get a screen up. They haven't ran one, and they're so dynamic. They haven't ran one today. And on the other side, Stanford, got to be tighter with your coverage and think that Tyler Shuck's going to try to get the ball out of his hands quickly.
Mari Huggins-Bruce in the backfield. He flexes out. Shuck over the middle. Caught and complete to Chris Bell for a first down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. A 15-yard gain. Chris Bell, Mr. Reliable for Tyler Shuck. They had a great connection dating back to their spring game and throughout the offseason. You see it manifest itself.
Up top, you're going to see Brandon Nicholson. He's 10 yards off right here. So Tyler Shuck's able to recognize that and delivers a nice strike to Chris Bell over the middle of the field.
Shuck play action, rolling, dumps it down near the sideline to Mark Redmond, the tight end, for a short gain.
Interesting that they went to a throw on first down. I would have tried to get back to my running game and still allow these running backs to continue to deliver these blows, because although Stanford defense has played really, really well today, you got to think they've been tired with all the different running backs and different formations that Louisville's been able to throw at them offensively.
Duke Watson back in, 9 rushes, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns for the true freshman. Again, replacing Isaac Brown, the other true freshman, who had been so great for them this season. Shuck under pressure, throws, connects with Bell. Bell dragging defenders and bouncing off of them to the 5-yard line. A 21-yard gain.
Offensive line cuts it down in the middle. There's pressure. Tyler Shuck feels the pressure, but he knows that I got to deliver this ball over the middle field. A great job by him sitting there taking the hit.
They hand it off up the middle. Touchdown! Duke Watson, his third of the game. What an answer for Louisville.
Just right down the field. A nice mixture of runs and pass, but at the end, just hand it off. Allow the big boys to take care of business. And Duke Watson, another tough touchdown on the ground.
Mitch Lieber is being accompanied to the sideline. Tyler Shuck, 6 for 6 on that drive for 56 yards. Capped off by the run for Watson. Travelstead for the extra point. Flags on the play.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. It's still the try down.
Number 78 is Joe Crocker.
Got the big boys up there in their stands for a long period of time. Those hamstrings start burning. Crocker moving a little bit, twitching a little too fast on that last one.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, I've been in those positions many times. Can we hurry up and kick the ball, please?
The extra point for Travelstead is good. And it's back to a 2-score ball game. Let's take a look again at Louisville answering. After Stanford scored, Duke Watson said, hey man, it's time for me to take the plunge into the end zone. Louisville up 35-21. We got some X factors today for Louisville and Stanford. Duke Watson, 112 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, only had 2 coming into this game. Came in because of Isaac Brown getting hurt. So true freshman gets hurt at tailback. Another one jumps in, takes advantage, and Emmett Mosley with a couple of big plays has a long touchdown as well for Stanford. Isaac Garendo, the last tailback for Louisville with a 3-touchdown game back in the Holiday Bowl against USC. This one sails over the head of Bachmeier. That last drive, by the way, 11 plays, 77 yards, 5:16 off the clock for the touchdown. But now it's time for Ashton Daniels, who's kept Stanford in this game. And he's done it in the air and on the ground.
Yeah, I think if you're Troy Taylor, you got to get to a little bit more of your 2-minute offense here. Get a little bit more up-tempo. This is a 2-score game. So you got to lean on your sideline throws to kind of stop the clock, your spread out offense runs, and really get 3-level wide receiver options down the field. Allow Ashton Daniels to do some things with his arms, but you got to spread it out as much as possible and give him some quick, easy reads and allow him to use his legs.
2 tight ends out there for Daniels. And he goes to the air, floats one, man open, he's Io Manor, he's on the loose. They got the angle on him and bring him down near the 20. Big play right away. Quincy Riley couldn't stay with Io Manor.
I like that they ran this to the field. It really allows Io Manor now to have some space and drift with his body to create separation. Ashton Daniels threw Io Manor open, and Io Manor did the rest with his legs, getting some yards after the catch.
A 55-yard gain for Stanford, and they are in business, a red zone opportunity. So he hadn't had a catch up until the last drive where he scored the touchdown, and now he's got 2 and both big plays.
Charge timeout. Stanford, their first of the half. Timeout on the field.
Let's step aside as well as Stanford takes the timeout as they talk things over with their head coach, Troy Taylor. Stanford women's basketball honored legendary coach Tara Vanderveer Sunday by naming the court at Maples Pavilion after her prior to the team's game against Gonzaga, where they beat Gonzaga. Vanderveer wore the iconic custom jacket Nike gave her last season when she became the winningest coach in NCAA history, surpassing the 12:02 mark previously held by Mike Krzyzewski of Duke. Vanderveer retired earlier this year with a total of 1,216 victories, 15 Pac-12 tournament championships, 14 Final Four appearances, and 3 national championships. I mean, you want to talk about one of the best to ever do it right there.
That's a legend.
Yeah. By the way, 167 total championships for Stanford. That includes the individual championships as well. Daniels fires, complete. Emmett Mosley inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, picks up the first down as Stanford is back on the move.
Well, I tell you, Emmett Mosley has come out and has played like a man possessed today. He has caught everything that's went his way. It doesn't matter if it's been in traffic. He's really showcasing his ability to go out there and concentrate and use his hands. That's a great, great job by this young man, developing as this season has progressed.
12-yard gain. Io Manor being guarded by Quincy Riley at the top of your screen. Pump fake. Daniels looked his way. Pump fakes again, now on the run, and takes a mean hit at the 6-yard line by TJ Quinn and D'Angelo Hutchinson. Now, I want to ask you about something, Orlando, because Louisville, both Jeff Brom and Ron English, their defensive coordinator, talked to us about how they don't use the green dot anymore. They signal it in. They were having issues lining up, and their defense was struggling up until the last couple of weeks prior to making that change, with English now on the field as well, helping with the signals and the conversations.
Yeah, there was a lapse in communication from the booth down to the field, so they completely got rid of that green dot. Ron English now calling signals from the sideline. I think that helps out with their communication and helps get the signals in a little bit faster because guys could find him on the sidelines.
Tab on the left side, stood up. Dan Foster Jr. first on the scene.
Louisville defense has to be a little careful right now that they don't give away get a cheap penalty and give Stanford an extra set of downs at the end of this play before progression stops.
For an injury.
Tab is down.
Guys that's playing through the whistle.
And Stanford, their training staff checking on the true freshman from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Here's another look.
Gets dangerous at the end of plays because now you see Cole Tab going down with an injury. When guys hear the whistle, even when you're wrapped up, they tend to ease up, not trying to hurt another player. Louisville's defense right there, not easing up and kind of slinging Cole Tab to the ground.
Right, and when he went down, he tried to stand up and was a little wobbly trying to get back up and then went back down to the ground.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Morgan.
Well, this is already a really depleted running back room for Stanford without Micah Ford and Cedric Irvin. Both were out coming into today, and Cole Tab getting his first experience 2 weeks ago against NC State. 72 yards in that game. It was most in a debut for a Stanford Cardinal since Christian McCaffrey, and Coach Taylor had really talked about how much they were expecting of Tab, and unfortunate to see him still down on the ground right now being tended to by trainers.
Yeah, Morgan, hopefully we'll see him give us a positive sign.
They have a young, talented running back room. Have had some injuries, but they've been playing 3 true freshmen consistently this year between Chris Davis Jr., Micah Ford, and Cole Tab. And they were very happy with Cole's debut a couple weeks ago. His ability to run through some tackles, bring some physicality, no hesitation with his style of running.
Well, he's sitting up. Him and Chris Davis have been in the backfield a lot today.
So much a part of what Stanford does is living in that 21 personnel with 2 running backs. as we see Cole Tapp getting up to his feet, being helped up to his feet.
Yeah. Certainly still shaken up.
That's why guys got to let up after you hear that whistle. Got to be able to ease off.
Dan Foster made him the tackle and slung him to the ground. And Tapp still slowly working his way along the sideline near the bench.
Very interesting to see what Troy Taylor comes and does on this 3rd and goal. They had a little bit of extra time now, so hopefully they could try to put one in the air and get to the end zone.
Ryan Butler checks in the backfield, along with Emmett Mosley. Roush you see in front of them as he shifts. 3rd and goal. Daniels, pressure, spinning out of it, lofts it up out of bounds. Ashton Gelati was putting the fear into Ashton Daniels as he was coming, breathing down his neck.
They were trying to get back to the play that we've seen Emmett Mosley have, that bread and butter, running that angle route out of the backfield. But the offensive line was not able to hold up, which forced Ashton Daniels to try to buy some time with his legs.
They're going here on 4th down 2 scores, 6:44 to go. This is the right decision in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. You are right here. You got to try to get in that end zone.
Butler in the backfield to the left of Daniels. Daniels, pocket closing, over the middle, touchdown! Emmett Mosley, another touchdown! Mosley on the crosser in the back of the end zone, 4-yard score! And the gamble pays off for Stanford.
This is just a really good job by Troy Taylor, understanding what Louisville has struggled with all year. Emmett Mosley's going to push it up, but then he's just running at the back of the end zone the whole entire time. This defense have dropped guys in coverage early in the season, and this is a nice job of taking advantage of something that they have struggled with consistently.
10 catches, 127 yards, 2 touchdowns for Mosley. That drive, 6 plays, 75 yards, 3:07 off the clock. And we've got a 1-score ball game again. Could be even a little closer, pending the extra point. Kenny, up and good. 7-point ball game. Stanford staying within striking distance. Ashton Daniels finds the freshman, Emmett Mosley, for a score.
Want the latest on today's games? Just tell Siri, show me the ACC football scores.
All right, I'll play Siri. We've got Louisville 35, Stanford 28 here at Stanford Stadium.
Thanks, Siri.
George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber with you here. And Stanford scored a touchdown on a 4th down play to Emmett Mosley. His 2nd score of the game, set up by Alec Iomaner's 55-yard catch from Ashton Daniels. They kick this one into the end zone to Ja'Cory Brooks, and he'll kneel it. Duke Watson has filled in admirably for Isaac Brown, true freshman to true freshman. Brown hurt earlier. Watson has filled in. 3 scores for Duke Watson. Watson is the first true freshman running back with 100 yards plus 3 touchdowns in a game in school history.
He's done a really good job of setting up his blocks and being physical at the times where he needs to be physical. A great day. 7.7 yards average. Standard is only 3. So this young man is blowing the top off the standard.
Yeah, that's his season average. He's got 11 today. And he gets another carry to the 30-yard line, a 5-yard gain. Although that will actually bring his 11-yard carry per carry average down a little bit. But he's certainly doing the job. There's no doubt about that. This young man, impressive. They've told us that they love both their true freshman running backs. They like their running back room. And when we talked to them about Duke Watson, the coaching staff, Jeff Brom and company, they just kept mentioning, like, you know, there are a few things that he does that freshmen do, Orlando, like, you know, pass pro occasionally, not great, but that his shiftiness and slipperiness, out of this world.
Yeah, he's going to be a heck of a running back as he continues to learn.
Shuck down to Brooks, picks up the first down. 6-yard gain, 7 technically.
Stanford's defense has to find a way to get some pressure on Tyler Shuck. When we talked to defensive coordinator Bobby April earlier in the week, he talked about earning the right to rush on 3rd down because of how much max protection Louisville does on 1st and 2nd down. So you got to key in and make something happen on 1st and 2nd down to stop the run, but then tighten up the coverage on 3rd down to try to stop the pass.
Mitch Lieber still out at safety for Stanford. Jalen Day-Sumlin is in. They dump it down. Good tackle there. David Bailey blew that play up. Mark Redmond, the tight end, caught it, and he felt it afterwards.
This is 250 pounds and 255 pounds collided. David Bailey does a great job of getting out there in space on Mark Redmond, but running through and not slowing his feet down on contact for a big hit.
When we were here against Wake Forest, David Bailey had some negative plays, and he has certainly improved upon that here this week when we're here now again at Stanford. 2nd and 9. Shuck with time, not for long though. Bernadelle chasing him, he throws it out of bounds, intended for Mark Redmond, as Bernadelle was bringing the heat, and 3rd down and long upcoming.
It's a nice changeup, giving this Louisville offense something different. David Bailey was in coverage at the slot position, and then Bernadelle was blitzing from the middle. That's a great all-around job of changing it up and really forcing Tyler Shuck to take a second look at this defense. Let's see if they can do it again on this important 3rd down.
3rd and 9. Louisville's got to get to their own 47-yard line. Crowd getting fired up. Here they come. Shuck throws it up. Well over his intended target. Stanford holds. Pressure there by Scotty Edwards from the secondary.
This is a phenomenal play call by defensive coordinator Bobby April. He walks up a lot of guys in the box where you, as an offensive line, you got to guess who's coming and who's not. And then off the edge, you're able to see Scotty Edwards gets to Tyler Shuck right in time.
Bachmeier set to receive the punt. A bit of a wobbler. He'll field it. Makes a man miss. And then taken down near the 25-yard line. These two groups, Bobby April as the defensive coordinator, was the linebackers coach at Wisconsin when Jeff Brom and Brian Brom were at Purdue. So they are very familiar with each other and going against each other over the years.
Yeah, that familiarity and seeing it over time, now you get a beat of what they like to do. Jeff Brom likes to go over the top. He wants to be able to stretch the field out and take his shots. But Bobby April winning that chess match with alignment and forcing Louisville offensively to guess who's coming and blitzing on that critical 3rd and 9.
4:04 to go in this one. Stanford trailing by 7. They have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout to work with. Chris Davis Jr. in the backfield with Daniels. Daniels down to Iomanner. Short gain. No, incomplete, they'll say. Couldn't hold on.
Want to see Ashton Daniels throw that ball a little bit more to Alec Iomanner's body. Put it out in front of him a little bit too much where he had to jump and try to go make that catch. If he's able to place the ball, have a little bit better ball placement, and get some easy yards, even though Iomanner's going against the talented Quincy Riley out there in
coverage. And I know he's one-on-one and he can break tackles because he's so big, but I just feel like they got to take bigger chunks down the field. Louisville showing pressure. Here they come. Stanford picks it up, finds Mosley with a spot in the zone. He picks up the first down to the 40, and Mosley continues to have a great game today, a 16-yard gain. He's up to 143 yards today.
Yeah, that's just a nice job by this offensive line and given the protection that they needed. Partner, you just talked about taking those shots down the field. The offensive line has not really held up to give Ashton Daniels the opportunity to push the ball down the field. But on that last play, a great job where you're able to get a nice explosive play finding Emmett Mosley down the field.
The true freshman working on Quincy Riley, the veteran, at corner for Louisville. Daniels pump fakes. Now he decides to run for it. And he runs out of bounds near the 45. Tramel Logan chased him out.
What's going on, Morgan?
On that last Louisville third down, it was quarterback Ashton Daniels on the bench waving a towel, getting this Stanford crowd into it. And he told me this week he hoped to show a complete performance, running and passing the ball. We just saw it there on that last run, really wanting to put it all together, guys, but going to have to do it without Cole Tabb, who is back in the locker room right now being worked on by trainers.
Thank you, Morgan. And the tailback there, Chris Davis Jr., the other true freshman, picking up some yardage, making it more manageable for Stanford here on this next down. We have a man down
for an injury.
Looks to be Conga.
We've already seen Jared Dawson get carted off earlier in this game. Conga playing that other defensive tackle opposite of Desmond Till. This could be a big blow. Conga usually in the rotation of defensive tackles, but already down a man. It's going to be interesting to see where Ron English goes with this if Conga's not able to go.
Looks like they are grabbing his left leg. And the big fella up on his feet. Here's a replay. Just looks like he got destabilized there as he grabs his left shin.
Yeah, got caught up in the pile, and as the pile was going backwards, put that foot in the ground, and it just lands in the ground awkwardly.
So Stanford back on the field, 4 of 14 on third downs, 2 of 2 on fourth downs, 3rd and 2. Look out for Daniels running it here in an empty backfield. And there he goes, finds a hole, lowers his shoulder, dragging defenders inside the 35-yard line for the first down. An 18-yard gain for Daniels.
Great patience. I don't think that's going to be the last play before the 2-minute timeout. But Ashton Daniels, he comes up to the field and gets right behind that offensive line before then exploded to the outside. Just a nice tempoed run by Ashton Daniels to go get an explosive on the ground.
So Daniels on the move. His longest run of the day, 18 yards. Stanford trailing at home by 7 against Jeff Brom's crew and driving as they near the red zone. Troy Taylor and company looking to tie this game. Heck, maybe even try to go ahead. Ashton Daniels and company, 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line of Louisville. 2 tight end set. Daniels surveying. Still got plenty of time. He pump fakes and now decides to run. Only picks up about a yard. Watts and Foster brought him down.
Really good job by Louisville and on the back end and being very tight in coverage, not giving Ashton Daniels anywhere to go.
Stanford has 2 timeouts, and remember, under 2 minutes we go to the old school college rules where we reset the chains and that'll stop the clock for a brief moment. Daniels on 2nd down, dumps it off to Roush. Roush picks up a nice chunk of change there. It'll make it more manageable here on 3rd down.
This is exactly where you want to be if you're Stanford. 3rd and 3, the whole entire playbook is up right now. You can run the ball, you could throw it, and this defense can't get a beat on what you're going to do offensively.
6-yard gain for Roush. Butler in the backfield. Daniels keeps, Daniels pushing forward. He's going to be shy of the first down, it looks like.
But as we know, Stanford, so aggressive with how they played all year. Very comfortable in situations like this.
Stanford, their second of the half.
So 48 seconds to go. They still have one
Set the game
timeout.
clock to 50 seconds. 5-0.
Make that 50 seconds left on the clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And there's one timeout left. And again, you mentioned this. They've gone for it on fourth down, the second most of any team in FBS.
Yeah, if I'm Troy Taylor right now in this timeout in the huddle, I'm calling 2 plays. Obviously, I got to take care of getting the first down right here. So I would do some kind of quarterback design run, but I'm calling my second play so we could get immediately back to the line of scrimmage and snap it without having to burn that final timeout.
And the officials are trying to get the teams back out there. A lot of whistles blowing. So Stanford 2 for 2 on fourth downs today. None bigger than this one. Justin Lamson checks in, the short yardage quarterback. And another timeout.
Timeout. Louisville, their first of the half. 30 seconds.
So Stanford a little upset right now because the referee held them. They were trying to, Louisville was doing some late substitutions as Lamson was trying to get up to the line of scrimmage to snap it and held a little bit. And ultimately Louisville calls a timeout because the formation was a little bit different than what they expected.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you, partner, was that they rushed out of that because they wanted to go fast. And yeah, Jeff Brom was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And Ron English, I'm sure.
Yeah, Troy Taylor's fired up right now, giving the referees an earful.
So it'll be 4th and 1 again from the 25-yard line. And again, Lamson, their short yardage quarterback and red zone goal line quarterback. Lamson, he's going to go to the air, takes a hit, throws it up, and it's caught for a touchdown! Emmett Mosley, his 3rd score of the game. 25 yards from Lamson. Stanford lining it up to tie.
I don't love this decision, but this is a great job by Justin Lamson standing in there and taking the hit. What I mean by I don't love this decision, if I was Stanford, I would try to end this thing right here, George, and I would be going for 2.
9 plays, 76 yards, 3:18 off the clock. Kenny, extra point is up and good. And we got a tie ball game with 45 seconds left.
I know that analytics suggest to tie it up and you're at home and all these different things. But for me, George, this Stanford team has played tough. All different guys have stepped up at big-time moments. Justin Lamson taking a huge hit. Emmett Mosley has been sensational today. I would have tried to end it in regulation, but I get it. You got to do the thing that you know is high percentage with kicking the field goal, the extra point right there.
Justin Lamson, I mean, this is a guy, he doesn't throw very many touchdowns. So the fact that he took the hit, he stood right in there in the pocket. TJ Quinn belted him, and he was able to throw it. Mosley made the adjustment. What a day for Emmett Mosley, 168 yards in the air.
Beautiful execution offensively. Get into the line of scrimmage immediately after breaking the huddle and snapping that ball as fast as possible. Emmett Mosley showing tremendous concentration in finding that football, adjusting as it's in the air.
That's the most touchdowns for a wide receiver since Eligio Manor's crazy game at Colorado last year. Brooks brings it out. And taken down inside the 20. The clock is running. Louisville has 2 timeouts. So
I would try, if I'm Jeff Brom right here, I would try to get some kind of wide receiver slip screen up and going to Jakari Brooks or Chris Bell. Line both of those guys up, but allow the offensive line now to get out there and try to create a convoy and really get open in space, get some yards after the catch, see if you get in field goal range.
Brock Travelstead, their kicker, his long this season of 56. Shuck to the sideline, complete. Bell makes a man miss and out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Brandon Nicholson, the true freshman, got juked there, a 23-yard gain.
All day today, these cornerbacks for Stanford have been playing off coverage, and Tyler Shuck just continues to take what the defense is giving him. Chris Bell puts this team on his back, makes a great move in open space, and then explodes for a nice chunk of yardage on the ground.
Watson in the backfield. Now he flares out. Shuck, pressure coming over the middle. It's Bell again. Bouncing off defenders to midfield. 24 seconds, timeout Louisville.
Louisville, their second of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
8-yard gain.
Pete Nigra, the center,
Please set the game
gets
clock
up,
to
but he
25
misses
seconds.
Bernardell.
2-5, please.
If he gets on
Thank you.
Bernardell, there's a lot more yardage out there. But nice to see them run the screen and it end up being a positive play, as they haven't really leaned on the screen game today.
So it'll be 2nd and 2. You see Jeff Brom, the head coach, talking to Tyler Shuck. Shuck today, 25 to 35, 265 yards and a touchdown, along with an interception. Again, Brock Travelstead, their field goal kicker, his long this season of 56 yards. That was a career long and a Louisville record for a kicker. Donald Chaney in the backfield. Here comes Stanford with the blitz. Shuck off his back foot. It's caught for a first down at the 45 by Mark Redmond, a 5-yard gain. And Tyler Shuck going quickly. He spikes it. 19 seconds.
Need about 10 more yards to get a field goal attempt. 15 to feel really comfortable on it.
Well, I mean, Travelstead has hit it from 56, so it would be, they would need to get to about the...
Please run the play clock. Play clock, please.
They would need to get it inside the 40 to have a shot around there, around the 38-yard line.
Yeah, but you get 15 yards, you feel really comfortable about it.
No doubt. 2nd and 10. Shuck with time, airs it out. Too far for Brooks. 13 seconds left. 3rd and 10 upcoming. Aaron Morris in coverage.
Tyler Shuck has to get that ball to come down in bounds to give Ja'Cory Brooks an opportunity to try to climb the ladder to go get it. When you throw it out of bounds, you give him no chance. Need better ball placement.
Please set the game clock to 15 seconds. 15 seconds on the game clock. Thank you.
So 15 seconds, one timeout for Louisville, 3rd and 10. Shuck, clean pocket, delivers sidearm, incomplete, intended for Chris Bell, could not haul it in.
Great play design. I think you have to think punting the ball away, but just a little out there. Chris Bell gets that left arm on it, but not able to haul it in. Nice shallow crossing route. I love the play design by Jeff Brom. Just unable to connect.
Chris Bell is gonna definitely not be happy with himself about that one. Timeout, Louisville.
Charge timeout. Louisville, their 3rd and final of the half. 30 seconds.
Tyler Shuck does the right thing. He tries to lead him out, telling him, because he could see the coverage, and Chris Bell running that short crossing route, he doesn't know what's going on, so he tries to lead him. Stanford playing man-to-man coverage. Tyler Shuck understanding that if Chris Bell catches this, he's going to have a lot of daylight and be able to use his legs and get some yards after the catch. I remember back when I played for the Broncos, the first day meeting Peyton Manning, he talked about if I put we run shallow crossing routes and I put the ball in front of you, I'm telling you that corner has cleared out and I want you to take the sidelines and go get that yak. But if I put it on your back shoulder, I'm telling you to stop and cut it up the field. So Tyler Shuck doing some good things with ball placement right now. Just Chris Bell unable to haul that one in.
And they're going for it.
Yeah, I think if you're Louisville right here, 11 seconds, you could get a first down and kick a field goal and be done ended in regulation. So I like them being aggressive right now.
4th and 10. Shuck drops back. Lets it fly. End zone incomplete. Intended for Brooks. 4 seconds to go. Stanford will have a chance for one play with a short field.
If I'm Troy Taylor, I'm asking the referees, please make sure that you took a look at the clock. Is it 4 seconds or is it 5 seconds? What exactly do we
Please
have?
set the game clock to 5 seconds.
Because I thought it stopped at 5. I thought I saw that ball. So I'm glad the referees were thinking along the same lines.
Do you go for a short out here with 5 seconds?
Absolutely. You go for a short.
Give yourself a chance.
If I could get anywhere near 10 yards on this play, a short, quick out, I'm kicking the field goal. I'm trying to kick a long field goal. I'm trying to end this thing out.
They do have one timeout.
With the one timeout, that's another thing. Maybe a nice inseam route and have our guys himself up to call a quick timeout.
Daniels, there's the quick out to Mosley. He's got to get out of bounds, and he does, but not much there. So 1 second left. Whoa, a flag!
It's going to be interesting.
There was some extracurriculars near the sideline.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 20, his first of the game, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Tayon Holloway.
That is a crucial mistake. That now puts the ball at Louisville's 40-yard, 30, in between the 39, or right at the 39-yard line.
So this would be a 57-yard attempt.
Yeah, Tayon Holloway.
Stanford, their third and final of the half.
So it would be a 57-yard attempt for Kenny. Emmett Kenny, his career-long 51 yards. Again, this is a young man, Orlando, who broke his hip against Arizona State, kicking a field goal, missed 2.5 years. The fact that he's even back on this team and back on this field to attempt a game winner would be an incredible feat for him.
You know what I also love? Look at that profile. Senior. Today is senior day. You have an opportunity to be the hero for this football team.
And let's not forget that Louisville has been fantastic at blocking field goals as well.
Oh yes, you got to take this play seriously. Perfect execution, perfect blocking for Stanford. Got to take care of your business.
He's 2 for 2 today. Oh, Louisville jumped off sides.
Wow.
Quincy Riley.
That's going to make this a 52-yard attempt.
Offside. Defense number 3, unabated to the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And Jeff Brom apoplectic, but you see it here.
Quincy Riley to the top of your screen. Just jumps and gives another free 5 yards. 20 yards on 2 penalties given up by this Louisville defense on the last 2 plays.
9th defensive penalty for Louisville. 52-yard attempt for Emmett Kenny, a young man who persevered through a hip injury. Kept him out 2.5 years. This would be a career long. The kick is up. It's gone!
This is big time for this organization. They snap a 6-game losing streak. Stanford, just unbelievable resilience today. And you saw it from the first whistle. Really good, playing complimentary football and big plays. George, today, this team finally found its first home win versus a FBS team under Coach Taylor's tenure. This is a big-time win for this organization.
What a day. Louisville just couldn't believe it. Self-inflicted wounds, as you like to say, and Stanford capitalizing for the victory. Their first ACC win since they beat Syracuse in their first ACC game. Stanford scored the last 17 points in the last 6 minutes and 37 seconds, trailed 35-21 with 6:37 to play.
Such a special moment as we're seeing fans and family members rush this field here on senior day. Snaps this 6-game losing streak. Not a lot of things to play for, not gonna go to a bowl game this year, but you could mess up some teams' Christmases by getting some wins and putting some together. And this is great momentum for this football team that has faced a lot of adversity this year. All three phases having a really big input on today's outcome.
What an unbelievable moment for Emmett Kenny. 2.5 years, Orlando, he was out because he broke his hip.
If Quincy Riley does not jump off sides, I don't know that that goes in. There's an extra 5 yards. That's a big-time kick for that young man. As you said, facing some adversity himself with the injuries that he had throughout his career.
All right, let's check in with Morgan with Emmett Kenny.
Emmett, they jump off sides to make this field goal a little bit more manageable for you. What is going through your mind in these final seconds of this game?
Absolutely. I was ready to go from 57. I felt confident in that one, but, I have no problem with it being, a few yards further. So I'm just so happy that the line did their job blocking for me. And, obviously the operation was perfect, and I was able to get the job done.
To get the ball back with 5 seconds, what's going through your mind? How bad did you want this opportunity?
I absolutely wanted it, to be honest. To be honest, I probably thought, we were probably heading into overtime, but a couple of things swung our way, and when my number's called, I try my best to be ready.
This entire game, this team had to play from behind. What did this win show? How did it show the character of this team?
It says a lot about us. We've been through a lot over these last several games, going on a bit of a skid. But at the end of the day, we know who we are. We know what type of character we have. We see the work that we put in all throughout the offseason and every week, even into the season as well. So I'm just so happy that we were able to get this big win. It's huge for us.
To look around the field and just see this moment, so many fans, family being joined down on the field. Take me through what's going through your mind right now.
It's honestly something I've dreamed of, hitting the game winner in here. So especially on my senior night, I can't think of a better way to cap it off.
Congratulations and enjoy this special victory.
Thank you so much.
George.
Excellent job, Morgan, and an even greater job by that young man, Emmett Kenny. What a victory for the Stanford Cardinal here on senior day. That's what college football is all about, the perseverance of a young man like that and this team. Our final score, Stanford 38, Louisville 35. Credit to our entire crew here at Stanford and back in Bristol. An Aaron Snyder store and production for Orlando Franklin, Morgan Uber. I'm George Sedano. The Huddle is up next with Taylor and the crew. Have a great night here from Stanford.